All right, well, let's get rolling with episode 290 of the Current Gen podcast. My name's Tim, here with Dan and Kyle. Welcome, gentlemen. Glad you were able to make it. Both rocking some cool shirts this week. Dan, you've got, it's a Resident Evil, right? Is that a Biohazard? What is that?
This right here is a star.
It's Joe, right?
It's one star. It's one stars, but you know.
It's just Joe.
Stars would be plural.
It's Anime
it's just,
Joe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anime Jill. And then Kyle,
Yeah.
you got to see a band recently, and you got the band shirt on. Tell us about the band
Check
name real
out-
quick, people to go listen.
Yeah, go check out Vola. They're like a metal band that does all sorts of types of metal. Slow stuff, fast stuff, screamy stuff, singy stuff. Go check them out. They're great.
Oh, all the stuff. Okay.
All the stuff.
All right.
It's a lot of stuff.
I'm
Look
super.
at keyboards
I'm
and
super on board.
synthesizers in there too. They're very unique sounding.
So some prog.
Man.
They got some prog in there.
So everything I listen to has like prog tendrils. Maybe it's not always full prog, but yes, I'm a
I
very
like the prog
heavy
tendrils.
guy.
I like prog tendrils.
Yeah, Kyle loves the prog rock, and that's okay. So do I. So does Dan. I think Dan likes the screams a little more than we do,
Yeah.
but we all kind of like it from time to time.
I like the
I like,
a band.
I like a balance. I like a balance.
I do too. I like Between the Buried and Me
Yeah.
is like the best balance I could think of, where it's like they'll do like
Mhm.
screamy and singy. But a band that opened up before Vola was a band called Daedric, and yes, based off of the Daedric lords of Skyrim and Elder Scrolls, and all of their music is. I like that. Who is that for? Me?
Like Viking
You know,
metal?
I'm like
Is
the
that
only
Viking
guy in
metal?
the room who's like, I understand this reference. Maybe I'm not. Denver's
This is
a
for
pretty
me.
nerdy town. But yeah, I was shocked. I was like, what are the odds that like an opener?
You said
band is, like-
Dovahkiin.
Yeah,
He said
yeah. And it was a lady. It was a lady front
Oh,
singer,
yeah.
and she rocked. Yeah, she could really scream.
Did they sing a song about taking an arrow to the knee? Because if not, that's a missed
Yeah,
opportunity.
if I could understand any of the words, then yes, yeah. No, she sang plenty,
Probably
and she was
so, yeah.
a very good band. So go and support
Nice.
music, guys. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Listen
You
to
made this point
music.
before we started recording, Kyle, that it's important that we don't just listen to them on streaming, which is good. You can still support them that way. But
Yeah.
when you get a chance to buy that concert ticket or buy that merch from them, and maybe if you can't go to a show, totally get it. Get that merch.
Yeah.
Find other ways to support them. Because, yeah, it's tough sledding out there for these bands, especially the ones that are releasing through big recording companies. Those big publishers take most of that
Yeah.
money from those
Yeah,
streams.
for sure.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, all right. Let's get into some games that are out this week, you guys. I know there's at least one, maybe two that dropped this week that we are playing, or I know I've at least played a couple of demos. So I want to talk about some of those as well. But this week saw the release of, let me pull it up here. Let's just kick it off with one I know that is being played, and we can chat about it for a bit. And that is, oh, it's really loud in my ears. Hang on, there we go. That is
Wow,
Trails in
the
the Sky,
drums.
first chapter. Trails in the Sky, first chapter. So this is as far as I can tell, full remake of the original game. It looks way better if you look at the side-by-sides.
Go look up
Um,
pictures, not you, Tim, but the people at home, of pictures of the PSP
Mm-hmm.
version of this game, the original version of
Yeah.
this game. It
Like little chibi
is
characters,
old
right?
looking. Yeah. So this is a total remake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is out, I think, on most platforms, right? Is it on everything?
I think
it's almost
everything.
like-
Yeah, I think so.
I
Yeah.
think so.
And it is a full-fledged remake, like we just said, and it also has a demo, at least on Steam, probably elsewhere too. So if you're interested
It's on PlayStation.
in the
'cause
Trails
that's where
series,
And
I
Switch.
diddled it.
okay, yeah. And so I played the demo on Steam a little bit. I didn't purchase the full game yet. I'm not saying I won't, but I did play so I have a few thoughts just based on the demo that I played. But guys, you've been talking about the Trails series on and off over the years. Certain entries I know really clicked with you. Maybe others you totally skipped. I don't think any of us have played all of them. I'd be surprised. I feel like I would know that if we played.
I've
anybody's
at least
played
diddled all of them, but like investing is completely different, when you're talking about 40 to 80 hour RPGs,
For some folks, this is their favorite RPG series, right? So like this
Yeah.
is a
Yeah.
legit,
Oh yeah.
like deep RPG series with lots of lore. They are all connected. So it is the kind of game that you're like, I want to play it from the beginning, and it's a lot. So they released this first chapter, which
Yeah.
is awesome. A way for
And they
them
probably
to give you a nice
and I don't know this for sure, but they probably added a bunch of forward call outs to like things, Star Wars prequel style, where they're calling forward to the games that have come out after this, that so it's like because this game is longer, they turned a 40-hour game into like a 60 to 80-hour one, so they've added a lot.
By the way, what we're seeing here is the Noisy Pixel review on the screen here. So this is their review as we chat about it. But what do you guys think of it so far? How far into it are you? I just played the demo. Did not even finish the demo, but I played it for like an hour and a half maybe. Just wanted to get a good feel for it. So I have some thoughts, but it's definitely more a Dan and Kyle game. So I'm curious what you guys think about it.
Well, I unfortunately don't have much to say because I only played like what I had mentioned of the demo. I've actually never played any of them except the demo of that other one. What was it, Daybreak, Kyle? I think you and I...
Trails Through Daybreak, yeah.
Yeah, which I liked a lot. I really liked it.
Yeah.
It was just, I think the only qualm I had is just like the inconsistency of like when there's voice acting versus not voice acting. Like
this is way more traditional where it's like...
consistent.
Yeah, like every cutscene, yes, and then every time it's like a BS like NPC one. No,
yeah,
so
yep. Okay, yeah, I like that. But yeah, this is the first Trails game that I've ever owned. So
ooh, you bought it.
I will be playing this eventually. I'm playing other things, of course, because there's a million games to play all the time. So
are there?
But I definitely want to. Definitely, yeah. Are there? Yeah, I've always heard excellent things, and especially with streamers. I know quite a few streamers that are like, yeah, these are like the best written RPGs I've ever played. Like,
and
so
this
I'm like,
specific
all right, well,
one is the one
intrigued.
that everyone likes, and like I like this game a lot, and I have beaten this game. Like I always word it in the chat that like people say this is one of their favorites ever. I never said that for me. I like the series a lot, but like I have a lot of RPGs that I like more than this, But there's room for this one to like make its way in, especially with the expansions and changes that it's done and everything like that. But I never saw this as like, oh, this is like one of the top 2 JRPGs ever made. But to a lot of people, it is. So, maybe we'll become a believer. We'll see.
Yeah, a lot of people like it. If you're just listening, it has a very anime style. I would not call it cell shaded, although there is an element of it if you look at the outlines of the characters.
The Tale series is a good comparison.
The Tale series, okay, yeah,
I would say like in terms of like aesthetic.
Yeah, very anime centric characters.
Definitely more stylized.
Very brightly colored designs. Yeah, very stylized. Even in the demo, I feel like if you're not familiar with anime, whether it's through games or through TV shows or movies, it'll catch you a little off guard. Like some of the dialogue, it took me because it's been a while since I've really like just played or watched anything anime related. And I was like, why does everyone sound so weird? And why is it so awkward? And it's like, oh, it's just the style. Like I just had to, my mind had to like settle into what I was experiencing. And I'll be honest, I'm just teasing it. I'm not like mad about it. Anything was bad, but like the opening sequence with when she's a little girl and then the dad brings home this boy wrapped in a blanket, that whole sequence, just the dialogue taken on its own. I'm like, this is a horror movie. Like this family like kidnaps people and then like brainwash. Like this is a horror movie. This is horrible.
Yeah.
Because the kid even goes, "I told you don't take me away from there." Yeah.
Yeah. So
it is very odd at the beginning. Well, it's also funny because the daughter starts talking to the dad right away about something else. He's clearly holding a body wrapped in this blanket, and as he walks in, he's like, "Hey, honey." She's like, "Where were you, Dad?" And they kind of go back and forth, and it's just kind of like. Finally, she goes, "And what's with that blanket?" He goes, "Ah, well spotted." I'm like, "No, it's not well spotted. That's 5 minutes into the conversation that you ask about the body he's holding." So
that's what makes me laugh.
I had to chuckle.
It does make me laugh because I hear this a lot where it's like, well, this is one of the best written JRPGs out there. And then you see stuff like this and you're like, well, I don't know. But when people say that, they mean like the story beats and like I don't know if they mean like the moment to moment writing. Because like I think a lot of this writing just did make it from the original translation of the PSP.
I think you're right.
So it's like it's kind of dated. It's probably kind of wrong. It's Funcom. So it's like this is old Funcom too. So they probably hired someone not very good at translating and stuff like that. But the story beats are really good. But there is, and this is a problem with maybe problems up. This is just an observation, really. Long wind-ups. Longer than most JRPGs. Like just the wind-up is just a little like I'm 5 hours in and I'm still in the prologue. You know what I mean? I'm like, I think they made the beginning of the game even longer because I remember like leaving the city very quickly in the original game to go after something that kind of happens in the beginning of the game. And I'm just like, I can't believe we're still here. These games do have a wind up that like.
I'm just remembering too when the dad says like the kid's knocked out still. By the way, We don't know why the dad brought him home wrapped in a blanket. And the dad goes, when she goes, there's a boy. Who's that boy? And he goes, he's pretty good looking, isn't he? I was like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
what?
Yeah.
What are
yeah.
we doing?
Well, this is, this is one of those like weird Japanese things also where, and maybe it's not a Japanese thing. I don't want to put this on the whole country, but like, there's a little like, this is a shippable, like we're shipping this couple that are like basically
You are.
step
They were raised as brother and sister, adopted siblings, and everyone's like, "Yeah, but you're just adopted, so you never know. Don't let me down."
Yeah,
It's like,
I know exactly.
Also-
yeah, there's a lot of that. It's like, well, it's not like you guys are really related. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, all right, I get it. Like I'm.
That's so funny.
Also, like that whole like shipping this and shipping that, and people like
Yeah.
also be like like the Tifa Aerith Cloud love triangle. Like, people
Yeah.
are weird. Stop being weird. Stop being
But
weird.
the thing is that like
Stop being weird.
I say that we're shipping them, but the game, the story is that these people are falling in love like that. So it's not like
That's
people
right.
like,
Sure.
oh my god, I
That's
can't.
Yeah,
That actually is happening in this game.
So to be really
Yeah,
clear to
not
anyone listening,
spoilers
like
for 15-year-old
it's very
game, I guess,
charming.
sorry.
None of it is actually meant to be like predatory or weird. It's just got this weird,
No.
like kind of throwback vibe to the way it's set up. So like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
It's actually
Animes
pretty,
do
the
this a
combat's
lot.
pretty fun.
Animes do this a lot, where it's just like
Yeah.
these two step siblings who are grown up together from two different ninja clans, or as you're just like, I don't know about all this, but
Yeah,
whatever.
don't do that.
The bottom
let's get
line
the
is
story
anime
going,
is
I
weird
guess.
sometimes.
Yeah,
It's just
anime-
it
but,
just
okay,
is what
and
it
it-
is.
To
and
the
it
good stuff,
translates-
because that's just like silly, and I thought it was. I genuinely thought it was funny, but the combat's pretty fun, and I really like that you can choose. Do you like kind of active action, or you can literally, with a push of a button, switch to turn-based, and still move around, but like
Cool.
pause
Yeah.
everything and
Yeah,
so I
kinda
like
that's
that you
what's
can
used in
switch on the
Nintendo.
fly whenever you want, which
Yeah.
is really cool. that you
Like
can do that.
one whittles down to make the other phase, like if you switch over into like turn based, like to give you an advantage. So I do like that there's like a dance that you're doing too, where it's like, yeah, you can do it all kind of live action or do it all what you would call turn based, but like really the game, like you get bonuses and like
It wants you to do
buffs
both.
and stuff like that for doing both. Exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I like that. I
Agreed.
like that there's a lot of variety here.
Yeah.
And I
That
like
part to
the
me feels
port
more
system.
modern. Like that part feels like a
Yeah.
modern RPG swing.
This is the
like-
same system that was in the last one that I was him and Han about. I was like, you guys, this is like
Daybreak,
really
yeah.
like
Talk about
really good. They just like I guess other people felt the same way and really liked that, and that's why we have it in this remake, because it was traditionally
Yeah.
just a turn-based game, with like I think like lanes, like not Sakotan-esque if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that, but I think you
Oh, okay.
create formations and stuff like that. I could be wrong about that. It's been a long time since I played.
I
this
do like the
game.
design too. As we're watching this, I'm seeing some of the creature designs, a little Dragon Quest-esque at times. Like I like the very cartoonish but cool
Yeah.
designs of enemies and all that.
There's some cutesy
Yeah,
stuff
that's
that you're
pretty cool.
killing. Yeah.
For sure. Like at the
Um,
beginning, you kill these. Like, the very first enemies you kill these little they look like Pokemon. These little ram rock looking
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's got a very if you like stuff like Dragon Quest or really any sort of anime cartoon series vibe. It's not super dark. Don't think like the first Berserker Kazan anime. Not like that. Much more cartoony,
Right.
much more bright, vibrant.
Mhm.
Yes, some of the textures are a little flat, so you're not going to get the Game of the Year award cliffs that Dan likes to have. But
Mhm.
but you are going to get some cool animation's good. It runs pretty smooth. The demo at least ran
Yeah.
really smoothly. So like, I think overall, if this is piquing your interest at all, if you're an anime fan, if you like JRPGs, absolutely give this one a look. And it probably has a demo on the platform you're interested in playing it on. So go give it a try, I think.
Yeah. I will say, it would not shock me for people to play 15 hours of this game and still go, I don't get it. I don't get why everyone said this is the greatest JRPG ever.
Sure.
So I guess I will also warn people that like again that this game does have a long wind up and that like
Yeah.
you're gonna have to practice a little patient if these aren't really your
But
thing.
looking at
you
this
know,
be in
if
for
you're trying to
combat,
get
I'm like,
into
man,
it.
this combat gets complex. Like I didn't know it. Gets,
Yeah,
like as
like
I'm watching this,
you gotta
it's really
line
impressive.
yourself up. Like some moves work better if you're on the side of them or behind them, and so you have to kind of like
Yeah.
finagle your way. And some are are area of effects attacks. So you try and align yourself up to get as many people in the circle as possible. Obviously you get more teammates, and it's the economy is really good. You're not flooding in money, so you're not like, oh, I just have all the best stuff always. Like this is and it's hard. Like I've died plenty of times in the first 5 hours of this game, like against
Oh,
regular
okay.
mobs because I just wasn't wasn't paying attention. Not saying it's like Persona hard or Shin Megami Tensei or anything like that, but like it
But it's not
pushes
gonna.
back.
It's not gonna hold your hand through it. It wants you to like try.
Yeah, and it's
like,
a
look for
grindy.
some
Like you
different
can't just like it takes a lot to level up, you know. So like
But there is a
it's
story mode.
RPG.
If you do have trouble,
Yeah,
there is a story
there is.
mode,
Yep.
like a
And even if you
narrative
like, I
mode.
don't want to put a handicap on me, but like I failed this thing maybe 2 or 3 times in a row. There's an option after you lose every fight where it's like, do you want us to just like make these guys a little weaker for you, and then
Like,
it'll go right back to normal
You
after
want us
that
to hold
fight,
your hand?
you know? Yeah, like we're just gonna
Oh,
make them
okay,
not hit
that's
as
cool.
hard and a little squishier, and then like right after that fight, like everything goes back to normal. You know,
I like
so
that
if,
it goes
you're
back.
really
It's like you just need help
frustrated,
with this fight. Yeah. I
yeah,
like that.
this is not. Yeah, we're not switching you to a mode, you know, forever. Like it's just like obviously
Yeah.
you suck. Let me help you real quick.
We're not gonna give you a scarlet letter
Right
to put
now,
on your
you're
chest.
terrible.
Easy mode.
Yeah.
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 Well, that's cool. That's cool. So Dan, you're definitely gonna be playing this. Kyle, do you see yourself
Oh, for sure.
spending more time with this game? Like, are you like this?
Yeah.
This is what I'm gonna take some time with,
I know
or is it
Switch so I could,
is it not
chip
making a
away
big
at it.
enough splash to pause other stuff? For you?
No, I'm really liking it. I like long wind up RPGs. You know, everything that people aren't gonna like about this game are the stuff I like about RPGs. So like,
There's so many people that like it though. There's so
I'm
many
at.
that like
It is
so.
true. I mean, these games wouldn't be popular without the fan base that it has. So
Right.
you know, there's a market out there for you know weeby, you know, incestual stories like this, I guess, that people are into.
That's amazing.
Those kind of
They should
stories
put that
are
on the
hot,
box.
you know?
Yeah, right on the box. Yeah. And I
Put
don't
that quote on the
endorse it.
box.
Okay, that's just the game wrote it. I'm just playing it.
Are you hot for your stepbrother? Well, this is the game for you.
This is the
Yeah,
game for you. By the way, one more quick thing. When the kid wakes up, like in their basement, he's like, "Why'd you bring me here?" And the dad kind of has this mustache, and he winks at him, and he's like, he says something like, "Kind of complicated," and doesn't answer. I'm like,
Yeah.
Can you answer him though? Like, cause that's
Yeah.
it's weird.
And
It's weird.
immediately
Dad's
things
kind of
get
like
violent too.
like a himbo. Like
Yeah.
he's like a handsome man, you know. Like and
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sure.
It's, everything's really. It's peculiar first couple.
But I will
hours
say
in
this: they right away introduced some cool lore stuff. Like and I've never really played the Trails game, so I'm like, ooh, tell me more about these bracers and what are they for? And what's this lore? What are the different countries? Like
Yeah.
there already is some cool world building happening. So I do think it's a good entry point for the series,
Yeah.
for sure.
And it is the entry point. So it's like it really unfolds everything for you. And I will say the courts and like I forget what that system's called, the gear thing that you're like putting all your courts into. And that's unlocking like what moves you're using and yada yada. Like it's a really no other game does anything like that. So like it is doing its own thing. No game is really doing this like hybrid, like turn-based, like action-y system. Like if you're looking for something new in this space, like this is kind of doing it. So and it's getting pretty good reviews. I 8s.
It is.
Like so pretty good.
Yeah, let's see what it's sitting at right now. And Dan, you said you're going to play it at some point. Does that mean that you've got other things to knock off the list?
Yeah, like Final Fantasy looming too. I don't think he's going to ignore that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So many.
Yeah, dude. On Metacritic, it's still sitting at like a 91 or 88.
Oh, I didn't realize
on the platform you use.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that high. I thought it would be like 81.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if you were to average these all together, it probably comes out at right around a 90.
Wow.
So,
okay. Good.
Crushing
Good for it.
On the
I'm very happy about that.
That's pretty okay. It's pretty okay.
I just know that like the people who are fans of this game's like, boy, it's been like a long road for them who've been like cheering on this series all this time, who've played all 14 entries or whatever, like it's probably pretty cool to see like a game like this get a remake like this. Not unlike how Dan feels about Final Fantasy VII Remake, like
sure. It's actually an apt comparison because they add just so much like fluff to like remake and everything, it's like it's such a long game because of like even just cutscenes, acted out cutscenes versus just reading dialogue back on the OG version, So.
Yeah, and I remember that the Tales series. Sorry to keep this going on, but the Tales series, like it relies on like the characters being good, like your party members, stuff like that.
Yeah.
This game is very much of that like DNA, where it's just like, hey, your main characters are kind of like one's stoic and one's kind of an airhead, but like the rest of the characters in the game are like really cool and very unique and Tales does that a lot, where like your protagonist is kind of like whatever, and then like everybody else is like the most interesting person in the world. So
Sure.
it's got the right stuff going for it.
Agreed. Yeah, so this one, in case you guys missed the title, the full title is Trails in the Sky, First Chapter. So give it a try. There are a lot of games in this series, so if this one does it for you and you play it through and you want more, the good news is there's so much more. There's a lot.
You'll be
There's a lot more
satiated.
for you to play. Yeah, there's plenty there. All right, we finally got now it's not an official like Dying Light 2, but it is the next game in that series. Or Dying Light 3. Wait, how many games are there in that one? There's 2?
Right, because there
so
was a
far?
second one. So
Yeah.
So this
Yeah.
isn't 3. This is a spin-off called Dying Light the Beast. And I'm not playing it. I'm not saying I'm not going to. The first 2 games I thought had some really cool concepts, and I liked elements of the first-person parkour and some of the zombie stuff,
Mhm.
but I usually found myself either feeling like overly stressed and not having enough fun, or just not that interested. It just depends if I'm in the mood for like zombie stuff or not. Sometimes I'm just not, and that's totally fine.
yeah.
But as you can see here, some of the parkour stuff you can do, some of the cinematic elements they add, just looks really cool. And so yeah, if you're into zombie stuff and first person parkour, shooting, all that stuff, try this game out. So
Yeah.
are either one of you playing Dying Light the Beast?
2 games in
No.
this series, 2 game-breaking bugs for me. I shan't be playing this one. So,
Yeah.
Well, that's
a fair-
but
I think
not
that's
a
a
lot
fair
of people
call to make.
had. Not a lot of people had that experience. I think a lot of people jumped on Dying Light 2 a little late after some patches and probably a little more stable. And I think I had a pretty unique experience for one where like it wasn't like a widespread issue. So just a bad luck on my part. Not really an endorsement or something against this game. I think this series is cool. Parkour,
Yeah.
zombies,
Yeah.
I wish it worked more for me.
I mean, looking at the trailer here, it's like it looks awesome. It looks epic, and if you're in the mood for that
Yeah.
kind of thing, I think.
And if you're following the lore, this is the
Especially at
character from the
nighttime.
first game. Aren't we all excited, guys?
Yeah.
Remember this guy's back?
Yeah.
I think his name is Kyle, which I don't know why I would remember that, but
Some people got real excited by that, and I was like, all right, if that's your thing.
yeah,
I'm glad-
that's
I'm
how I
happy for
felt.
you.
They're like,
Honestly,
"Dude, can
didn't
you
even know
believe this?"
that.
I'm like,
Literally
what are you
didn't know.
talking about? Like, how do you remember stuff?
I had no
like that?
clue.
But it is
Yeah,
getting
I
right
never even
around an
played the
8 out of
second
10
one.
on average. Oh, you didn't
Did you,
play it,
you
Dan?
played the first
8
one?
out of 10. That's not
Dan?
bad. Yeah, I played the first one. I beat it. I did like it. Because again, it was like Dead Island, but like a bit more, like a little bit more serious, because Dead Island's
serious,
kind of
yeah.
like, it's sort of trying to be serious, but not really. It's
kind of
like,
goofy. It's kind of a goofy game.
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Dying
Especially
Light
the second
always
one,
felt
but-
serious to me, at least for the
Yeah.
most part. It
Yeah.
felt pretty serious.
Dying
to
Light
me.
for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely
but
take
yeah, I didn't
itself a
even
lot more
dabble in the
seriously.
second one. Because like especially the
Yeah.
bugs. I remember us all talking when that came out, and yeah,
It was a
mentioning
buggy
so I
mess
was
for
like,
me
eh.
too, so I didn't play it very long.
Oh, was it?
Um,
That makes me feel a little
yeah.
better. People were
Yeah.
gaslighting me whenever I was like, "This
No.
game's totally broken." They're like, "Whatever,
It
man." I'm
crashed a
playing
couple
so hard
times,
this
but there was a
game."
couple times when I would get stuck, and I'm like, if you've got me stuck in a parkour game, like that's just the worst.
Sure.
So like, never mind.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they fixed all of that. I'm sure it's a much better experience
to have
now.
been
I
fixed.
just the fact that I couldn't even remember that there was a second one in my mind. I thought there was just one with the spinoff, and then this other. Like I forgot
Yeah.
there was even a 2. That tells you how memorable it was for me. So,
Yeah, I bet you don't remember Rosario Dawson was like the star of that game too. So
I had no idea she was.
Sure.
in it.
yeah, I
Yeah.
had no idea.
No idea. So.
Yeah.
I totally
There you
knew.
go.
I totally knew that.
Yeah, Dan was all over that one. So Dying Light the Beast, Unleash the Beast today. You can get it on Steam, Xbox, or PlayStation 5. It is out now. It's getting about an 8 out of 10 on average across most reviews, so not bad at
Okay.
all. And so if you're a fan of the series, it's certainly worth a look.
It's
And if
as
you want
good as
to
Ghost of
check out-
Tsushima. That's what Tim is saying.
Oh my gosh.
according to the reviews and the
according to the numbers,
scores,
yeah,
it's
Ghost got
as
like an
good as
81 or something overall, something like that. Like, yeah.
So yeah,
Pretty
just
horrific.
throwing that out there.
That's one way to put. Yeah, this is why writing on numbers is always a risky game. But anyway, so this is out now. And if, by the way, the other 2 games are almost always on perpetual sale on a bunch of different platforms. You can get them super
Yeah.
cheap. So if you're interested in these games, you can get them, and they probably do play better than when I played them. So
Yeah.
give Dying Light 1 and 2 a look as well. All right. Next up, we've got this little indie game called, and by indie I mean it was published by Bandai Namco, but it still kind of has this indie vibe to it. It's called Toa and the Guardians of the Sacred Tree. So I played the
Oh, is this
demo
out?
for this. Did either one of you try this one yet?
I was gonna buy this game
No.
on Switch, but there's no Switch 2 version, so I actually didn't pull the trigger.
Yeah, there's a demo on Steam if you want to
Thanks,
try it on
Nintendo.
PC just to get a feel for it. But it is, first of all, it's got really cool lore. I do like the lore of it, and it's a little wordy as it explains it all at the beginning, but it's fine. Like, and then it's got this isometric view, which I'm kind of learning about myself is not always my favorite. Like sometimes I'll get into a game with this view, but I'll lose interest. I don't know why. I don't have a good reason for it other than like Hades. I really got into. No Rest for the Wicked. I loved that. Those are both isometric views, but a lot of other games that are good, I just lose interest in with this viewpoint. I don't know why, but anyway, I think it's good. I didn't get to all these upgradable sections yet. I just thought that the combat just had this feeling of everything was a little bit too light. I don't know how to describe it. You know, when you want a heaviness in some combat, you just want some
like
weightiness
some kind of
to
weight
it.
to your swings. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and maybe it adds that because there's all these different guardians. So like
Right.
this is Toa. This girl right here is kind of this demigod who's protecting the town, and then she essentially gives all these 8 guardians you see on the screen here with her. She gives them powers, and they can each take turns working together with her. So it's like one of these warriors and her fighting in that kind of isometric view. So some of the combat stuff is cool. Some of the ideas are cool. I just didn't think it felt all that great when I played it. So there's a demo, and maybe you'll play it and be like, "What's he talking about? It feels great, awesome." Then I hope go for it, enjoy it. For me, it was just lacking that little bit of I don't know. Like when I played
Yeah, I
Diablo
wonder if it's
4,
'cause
I really liked the weightiness to that game. When I played Path of Exile 2, I liked
Yeah.
that it felt like everything kind of felt like it made sense in terms of like the weight and physics of it. This one just feels a little bit too lightweight for some reason.
I
But
wonder if it's because she's kind of like a smallish character. Because, like, I mean, the fish guy since the beginning has been intriguing to me because he's just like a super uniquely cool looking character. So I wonder if he has a
and
bit more weight to
this big
him.
fat cat bear dog, whatever this
Yeah,
thing
or
is
that
right here.
guy.
This
Yeah.
one's huge. Like he fills up like half. He's a big fella. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe they feel better. That's true. Because at the beginning, they just connect you with this lady back here who's got kind of this circle up behind the back of her head, and she's got these 2 katanas. And, there's some cool mechanics. Like, as one of her swords wears down, you have to quickly switch to the other one, and that does some special damage and stuns them for a second. You use that sword for a while. That one wears down, then you whip out the other sword, and they automatically, like, heal up in their sheaths, I guess. So, like, there's some cool little magic mechanics there that I like. But overall, it's worth a look if you like that style of isometric action RPG gameplay. It looks like there's plenty to upgrade. There's town things to do. I don't think you're building a town, but I think you upgrade your town over time, your little village that you're protecting. So
I like that.
yeah, give that one a look if you're interested. And
I like
again,
all
there
the
should
stuff
be
that
a
you're
demo.
saying here, except for the critiques that you had, because like I think those the reviews kind of echo your critiques in terms of like the feel of the game and stuff, and that kind of paused me from getting it as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this
I think
like
that's
is
why
an
it's getting the 7s. It's a lot of swimming in
That's what I think
7s
too.
types of reviews.
And I don't know if this
which is
something
fine.
like updates will fix, but like yeah, it is a unique roguelike pick 3 between area type game if you're hungry for one of those. But like Hades is like literally coming out in like a week, so do I need this if I'm playing that? You know, like it just.
If I'm
it
gonna play an
doesn't-
action RPG isometric view, you're so right. Like Hades nails that feeling so perfectly, in a way that I never even noticed because it's just so perfect. You never think about it.
Yeah.
You don't think about does it feel right because it feels perfect. Same with Dead Cell. Like certain games just get that combat
Dead Cell,
feeling.
yeah, they get it.
Perfect.
It is a shame because
anyway.
I really like the look of this game.
Me
like
too.
I like the art style a lot.
Yeah.
Like,
I've had it wishlist for months.
You could always just try the demo and see, just even on PC, and just see how it feels. And if it's like, you know what, this isn't bad, I'm gonna go buy it on PS4 or PS5 or whatever, or Switch
Uniqueness
One.
of the graphics might be enough, or maybe some shortcomings to the to the performance too. Like
sure.
maybe it's enough for some people.
Yeah, for sure. So, Toe and the Guardians of the Sacred Tree out now. If you want to give that one a look. Also out now. This is what I'm planning on playing through with my son. It's an Annapurna game, an Annapurna interactive Lego game. Who thought that Annapurna would make a Lego game? I did not. That was not on my bingo card.
Oh, okay. I'm remembering this trailer now, but I didn't even realize it was Annapurna.
Yeah, it's a co-op. It's this co-op indie style game. It's pretty short. All the reviews I've read, it's a very short game. So if you want to play it through with maybe a non-gamer family member or friend, it seems like a good one for that. It doesn't seem like it's super difficult, but as you can see, you are 2 little like one-piecer Lego pieces, kind of stacking on over time and with each other to navigate your way through this little voyage, this little adventure together. It is not meant to be some super lengthy adventure. It's meant to be what you see in the ad here. sitting down couch co-op with a buddy or online co-op with a buddy. And I could even see, I think I'm going to play it through with my 7-year-old son. He's a big Lego fan, and it seems pretty easy and straightforward. So, but I just think it looks adorable, and I'm glad they made it. I think it's a cute looking game. So
it looks charming.
Yeah.
And it is out on all consoles. It does say Switch 2. I haven't checked the eShop if there's a Switch 2 version or if that's one of the old, tricks of technically it's on Switch 2. But
I don't know what they're doing anymore. Who knows? I
don't know what's happening. Yeah. All right, let's stay cozy for a little bit here. Since we went a little violent with Dying Light for a bit. We've done our anime quota, I think, for the day between Trails and then Toa. So let's look at this one. Let's go pixel art with Little Witch in the Woods. Have you guys heard of this game?
Oh yeah. Renee had played like the it was like early access or whatever, like on Xbox. It was like a demo, early access demo or something. And she super liked it.
It was in game
like,
preview.
She played it a while back. Yeah, game preview. Yes,
it's awfully anime. I'll just say.
You're right. Shut up. You're right. Don't mess up my transition, Kyle.
This looks great. No, this looks great.
Yes, it's definitely anime in the cutscenes, but then when you get into the game, it's got, as we've talked about before, very much like this Stardew Valley kind of Super Nintendo 32-bit.
Did you see her drift
maybe
that corner?
PlayStation. Yeah,
dude, she was drifting.
Oh.
Yeah. So Little Witch in the Woods tells the story of Ellie, an apprentice witch, to explore the forest, help charming residents, and experience the daily life of a witch. I think there's elements of life sim to it as well. And you're upgrading things. I don't know if you're doing much more than decorating. Are you actually building? I know you're like crafting potions for sure.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't think I watched her play it, but she did.
Oh yeah,
really
you're decorating.
Like
you're decorating
really
your
cute.
home. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're decorating your home. You can go fishing, chatting with other residents, interact with your cats. So I mean, it just looks like a cozy little game. You're a little witch in the woods. So
I love it.
That one is out, I believe, on everything. It just says Steam for this particular ad, but as Dan was saying, I'm pretty sure it is on like Xbox and.
I wonder if it's still on the game preview on Xbox, but like it's fully out only on Steam.
Yeah, that could be it. Yeah. So yeah, Little Witch in the Woods, cute little game. So that is out as well. All right, here's one that I actually purchased but have not played yet. It's installed. I'm ready to play it. Just ran out of time to play it before we recorded tonight. Can't wait to play this one. It's called Voyagers of Nera. Gives me strong like Valheim and Enshrouded vibes because it's up to 10 players co-op. It's a survival crafting game with a lot of a strong emphasis on exploration, although you can do a lot of building as well, similar to both of those games. But it's not a super punishing one. People compare it to games like Aloft or even Valheim at times where it's like, if you craft food, you just put it in your inventory or in a box and it's good forever until you need to use it. A lot of these games, they'll punish you if it sits there too long and everything will spoil. I get the realism of that, but I'm like, that's so stressful. I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Even cozy games like Story of Seasons has like a spoiling mechanic that I'm like, come on, why are you ruining my mood right now? Like.
But even that surfing, did you see that guy surfing on the water too? Like it's got a strong water element to this. A lot of people have said it's like Valheim and Moana had a baby together. That's what someone.
Or I was gonna say Avatar. Have you guys seen Avatar?
Avatar.
That's what like kind of gives me that vibe a little bit.
Yeah, and so the idea is that you do a lot of underwater exploring and fighting. There's underwater combat as well. Of course, a lot of crafting, a lot of upgrading. You can spend a lot of time building if you want, but I watched the kind of the paid review from Fextra Life as they talked about it, so it was paid, so you take it with a grain of salt, but they usually talk about Souls games and hardcore RPGs, and they talked about this game, and he was like talking about how much fun he's having playing this with his friends. The combat's very simple. It doesn't sound like anything that's gonna rock your world, which is fine. Enshrouded and Valheim are both simple combat games as well, so I just like the vibe of this a lot. And I'm all about starting from scratch. You come walking out of a cave with just pretty much just a loincloth on, and you got to start building stuff and crafting and upgrading and unlocking new recipes. And I'm all in for that kind of thing, man. Especially when it's done in a way that's not super stressful, So
yeah, I like the Hawaiian or Polynesian like theming, like kind of aesthetic and the world.
So it is early access. And and they currently only have 3 islands. I don't know how many they plan on having. So the early access just launched. So technically, it's not even 1.0 yet, and so I think there's a lot more content on the way. People seem impressed by the content so far, but it might be one just to get on Steam and wishlist, just to keep an eye on it to see, does the developer kind of stay on task and really roll out good content towards a 1.0, or is it one of those sadder early access stories, you know? But I bought it. I went ahead and bit the bullet and grabbed it because it looked just right up my alley. So I can't wait to try this one out later.
It does look cool.
So yeah,
I'm
this
gonna
one's
wishlist
called
this one.
Voyagers of Nera. Let's see if I can find. There it is. Voyagers of Nera. Nera. All right. All right. Next up, we've got one that I actually did grab the demo for because it looked way too cozy to ignore. It's called Town to City, and it really truly is a very casual, very lightweight city builder. And you can build a little farming town or fishing village or big city if you want. You can just keep upgrading. Think of like the think of like Anno games or the other games where you build a city, but there's a lot of pressure on you all the time. Right. People getting mad, people leaving. Oh no, there's a play like Frostpunk. It's always stressful. Oh, everyone's gonna die from the cold because I didn't save up enough coal or whatever. I like those games, but they do start to wear on you after a while. Games like this, it's just super cozy. And the big thing is like, hey, put down some park benches and put a little make a little marketplace square and just make sure everyone's got a little bench to sit on and like a nice little like lamppost. And this family that moved in, they just like to have flowers. So just plant a lot of flowers around their house and you'll make a little bit more money from their taxes.
Disney flowers.
It's very simple. This family wants to be near a cliff. So you just put their house near a cliff and it'll have a little plus percentage point on their happiness scale and things like that. So it's like, it's just that, super cozy, easy little things.
Is it voxel? Is that what the look of it? Is it the voxel look?
Yeah, it's a voxel
so
based.
Like that kind of aesthetic going for it.
Yeah, when you're really zoomed in, like this shot right here, it's a little of that Minecraft voxel look. When you're zoomed out, it reminds me a lot of like, remember that game Tourist that came out that had a really cool like voxel look?
Yeah.
Tourist with a Y.
Yep.
Yeah, it reminds me of that a bit too. So yeah, super cozy, nice change of pace. I think I'm gonna buy this one. It's too much. It's too much of a nice vibe, and the
building cities too.
Really charming. So
building cities. Give me
some
stuff, things. And I'll build walls and around, the floor and the fences. I want to build all that.
Mm-hmm.
Build all of it.
You even upgrade the ability to now you can decorate houses. So all the decorative items, well, not all, but most of them, you can place right on top of or right connected to houses. So you can add flower boxes on the houses or whatever on their balconies. So all those little things
looks
are
like
great.
It looks like there's like a good amount of like detail that you can. Right there, I think get creative. Like, it's not just simply plopping buildings down. Like, there's definitely like all little things around the buildings that you're putting down. And it seems like it's pretty detailed. So if you want to go to that length, I mean, obviously you don't have to. But.
Yep. And you can even see here they're decorating the house right now. You get all these decorative options. There's tons of stuff to unlock. Yep. Yeah, man. Very, very cozy. Again, it's called Town to City. And it is out now in early access. So I don't know. Sometimes I like to have a change of pace game every once in a while. I'm sure you guys do as well. This was made by the same team. I'm just going to look this up real quick. I remember looking before by Galaxy Grove, who made this train game called Station to Station. Does that ring a bell? I remember trying that a little while back. Again, a voxel-based train game where you build little farms or industrial places and then you connect train tracks between these different places to supply what each other town needs. So it's a very cozy train simulator kind of a thing, but again, voxel based. So they did Station to Station as well. So anyway, all right, there you go. Town to City. Super cute. All right. There's this game I talked about a little while ago. It's now out if you want to go give it a try. It's called Strange Antiquities. So it's now out on Steam and Switch. And the idea here, I mean, it's kind of a narrative adventure puzzle game where you literally have to, as you can see there, you can interact with things, whether it's cats or maps or books or whatever. You're trying to solve these mysteries and people come into your shop and they'll ask for help or they'll ask you to appraise something or whatever. There's all kinds of these puzzles, just almost escape room-esque puzzles to solve, it looks like, where you're trying to piece together details and figure things out. So I think this game looks creative and cool. But yeah, Strange Antiquities out on PC and Steam. Oh, PC and Switch. Sorry.
They're really
PC and Switch.
emphasizing petting the cat. Like every 10 seconds, they're like, but you can pet this cat.
They're like, can you please pet the cat? No one is petting the cat. Can you please pet the cat?
Yeah. Not enough pets.
Yeah. I mean, there are some games that's all people want. They're like, can you pet the cats, though? Like, otherwise, why are we here?
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true.
This is another one that is getting, it is a 1.0 release now, and it's another one that is getting pretty strong, kind of 8 out of 10 style reviews. If you're wondering what the critical consensus is, it's overall very good. All right, last one. This action RPG that looks really weird, but you guys might like it because you like this kind of game. It's called Wait, how do you say this? Liuyin's World? It's Liuyin.
Yeah.
Liuyin's World.
Liuin's
World? Yeah.
or Yins? I don't know.
I don't know. So I looked it up a little bit because
Rolls
I
off the
saw this
tongue.
developer and I clicked on it, and they have released a couple of games with that word, that Liuyin word. There's been like something about their adventure or something, and now it's world. So listen, I don't know if these games are any good. I don't know if this is like a gotcha style game. I don't know. I'm not here to vouch for it. I just thought I'd bring it up because some of the combat elements, I thought, all right, that looks kind of cool.
Oh, this looks cool. Very conceptual.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of the combat I thought looked interesting.
Yeah, it looks like a action character action like or something of that nature.
Yeah. So I thought it was worth highlighting. I do believe it kind of reminds me of the series that we've talked about it recently. I think it was called like the Gujian action RPG series.
Oh, okay.
I think Gujian 3 did pretty well over here actually. So it reminds me of that, just in that it's hard to find details of it because most of it's not in English. So it's kind of hard to really know what you're getting into because a lot of it's not in English. But yeah, this one is coming out. I, again, can't vouch for or against it one way or the other. I'm just letting you know that it exists, and you can go get it now if you want. It is out now. There it is. There's the screen. Liuyin. Liuyin's World is out now. So there you go. That is, as far as I know, all the things that have arrived this week. Is there anything else new that you guys are aware of or that you've been playing that's, you know what, even if it's not brand new this week? Okay. Yeah, I think those were the main ones. All right. Let's talk a few news articles, and then the last news headline will transition us into talking about other things we're playing right now, even if they're not brand new. So the first thing, let's get the negative thing out of the way. Well, one of them. Let's get one of the negative things out of the way. I don't know if you guys knew this, but Microsoft is only driven by money. Do you guys know that? I don't know if you guys
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Did they do? Was that a change that they recently did, or?
It was a recent change. Yeah. Before today, they've only cared about you, the gamer.
Oh man, what an end of an era! Dang.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, Phil was always saying he only cares about the people. So.
Phil came up from being like a bag boy or whatever. I forget what he was. I forget. Mailroom. I don't know. However you start.
Yeah. A real rags to riches story. You know.
Real rags to riches story.
Yeah.
He's so relatable.
So
guys.
anyway, Microsoft, and you might think that this is an error because we just had this announcement earlier this spring, and I'm with you. I thought it was too. Microsoft is raising the price of their Xbox consoles for the second time in the same calendar year. The second time really in like 5 months that it's going up. So in May, it increased the Series X by 100 and S by 80. And now they're increasing it further, not by the same amount, but it's still going up by $20 with the top tier, the 2 terabyte model of Series X going up by 100. So here's just a quick example, like the Galaxy Black Edition, which is their 2 terabyte model. It's the most expensive Series X model you can get. It launched at $600, $599.99. It's pretty pricey, but that's what it launched at. It increased up to $729 with its $120 increase or $130 increase. Now it's up to $799. It's $800 for the 2 terabyte Xbox Series X. $800. It's more expensive than a PS5 Pro. So you could spend that less money and get a PS. You could spend that same amount of money and get a PS5 Pro, another controller, maybe a couple of games. Like you could.
That's insane.
I
And the
don't
PS5 Pro
understand
is
this at all.
way more expensive, like way more powerful. Like it's so
Yes.
crazy to me.
Yes.
I
If you
mean,
go to the launch prices to the current prices are actually pretty staggering. Like when you see the increase this time, it's like, oh, it's only $20. Like it's annoying, but it's fine. But when you look at what they launched at versus what they're at now, most of
Right.
them are more than $100 more expensive than what they launched at. Even the Series S models are like way more expensive. So, I mean, it's not a shock that this is the reasoning, but they say that, but this is only in the U.S. By the way. If you're not in the U.S.,
which makes
not
even
happening at
less
this time.
sense because they're made here. It's
Are
it's an
they
American
made here
based.
though?
Yeah.
I know
Oh,
it's an
okay,
American.
fine, sure.
Yeah, kind of. But are
Good
they
call.
made here? Yeah.
Good call.
I know they're not.
Yeah,
I know.
good call.
I know they're not made with parts from here. So.
Well,
Fair
they take
enough,
effect
fair
October
enough.
3rd, so you have 2 weeks to go grab
Don't.
yourself one at an.
Go buy it.
At
You
a-
know what? Go
at
buy
a
an
normal
Xbox
price.
Series S. Go pick up an inferior system.
You know, get a
man.
Switch 2
It's-
and a PS5 and a PC. Just forget
Yeah.
about it, because everything's
I
an
mean,
Xbox. So anything you buy is
Everything's
an
an
Xbox,
Xbox.
right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's true.
So a PS5
I-
Pro
I-
is
This
an
is the
Xbox,
first
right?
generation of that this is happening, right? This is the first generation where, like, instead
That
of
it's going up.
Multiple
things going
price hikes.
down in price,
Yeah.
yeah, they're going
Yeah.
up. Like,
Yeah.
I think so.
They say it's
Jeez.
due to changes in the macroeconomic environment, which
Yeah, it's tariffs. Yeah, I know how to
Okay.
read through between the lines
Okay.
on that. Yeah,
interesting.
I mean, it's impacting everything. I went to go buy a new receiver that I've been saving up for forever. That was $685. It is now marked up to $1,150. It's a Sony receiver, same receiver, nothing changed about it. Twice as expensive. So
I gotta tell you guys, I'm just gonna say it.
I missed it by
Sometimes
a
when you
week,
pay less
dude.
for gas, but you pay twice as much for everything else, I don't mind the high gas prices. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's like-
As long
If
as
that's
the egg
the
prices are
trade, I'm
down,
ready to make it.
yeah, the eggs and gas are a little cheaper than they were before. That's
eggs
true.
and gas.
Everything else costs
Yeah.
more.
And gas.
What?
Yeah, right. I'm ready to make a new deal if we can.
Yeah. So this is definitely a bummer, because a lot of times what Microsoft does, you see the other companies in some way, shape, or form follow suit. Not always right away, and not always at all. But we've seen Sony raise their prices. We've seen Nintendo raise
Switches
prices.
will
so,
go up in price because they didn't. Remember, they were going to, they didn't, they will. So get your Switch now. They are available. I think you can get them almost anywhere now. I don't think there's a
the
shortage
Switch
anymore.
2 specifically.
Yeah, go get one before they go up in price, or don't. I don't
It's
care.
gonna go up.
It doesn't bother
I
me
bet
at
you it
all.
will go up before the holidays,
don't
Kyle. I
care.
bet you're right. I bet your Switch 2 will
Yeah,
hit a
for sure.
little bump before holiday.
Before the two big
Yeah.
games, like before, like, you know, like Pokemon will be
Yeah.
the last big game to come out before they price hike for like Zelda and Metroid at the end of the year. So,
Dude.
you know, and you
Yeah,
could take that to the
right.
bank.
Yeah,
That's what
take it
they're
out of
saying.
your bank.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Take
you-
it
so
straight
they're
out of
taking
your
out
bank.
of your bank, putting it in their bank.
Yeah. Yeah, take it out of your bank straight to their bank. So there you go. Kind of a bummer, but yeah, also not a super surprise either if you've been. And I'm not a big investor. I'm not a big finance guy, but I do keep my eye on some of that stuff. And none of this is a surprise if you've been tracking things. at
Yeah,
all. So it's not
they
a surprise.
said
It's
everything
just a
was going to go
bummer.
up in price, and it did. So,
Yeah.
When I mean everything in this realm, like tech and, you know, stuff
Yep.
like that.
All tech.
Yeah.
You know,
So there you go.
the 1% is suffering, guys. You know, we're sitting here being snarky, but the 1% is suffering, you know?
I'm
They're really having a
fine.
hard time.
Yeah,
Get it.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Gotta help them out, guys.
Sad face. All right. Well, here's some good news, guys. A couple of rumors that I think have legitimacy to them. One, we already know that RGG is going to likely unveil their next Like a Dragon game, but apparently, I don't say what it was, but apparently on their website for a brief moment in time, there was a listing for the new Like a Dragon game with its name and everything. And so that's leaked out. I'm not going to list it here. I'm just going to say
We like to
it was there.
say it
Did you
was a
hear about this?
whoopsie. Oh yeah,
It was a whoopsie. Yeah.
Whoopsie
Oh, yeah.
daisy.
and we
It
know
was
it's
a
not
whoopsie.
judgment
So
because of what you're
Nope.
saying, but also they've said recently Judgment is done because they can't reach deals with the actors that like manage the actors in that game, which was always a problem for the
Ah.
first two games. And the deal just didn't go through. So they're just like, yeah, it's on. Sorry. So what I would say is the best thing that they've ever done, the Judgment series, they can't even do anymore of. So
dang.
I
I
guess we're
really
just
hope
stuck
that
with
actor's
regular old
name
Yakuza.
is. I hope the actor's name is Tariffs. That way they can keep blaming everything on tariffs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like
yeah,
this one is
it was
also
all tariffs. Well, yeah, this is also because of tariffs. Yeah, which is the name of the company that manages that Japanese guy.
His name is
Incorporated.
Ryu Tariffs.
Ryu
Tariff.
Tariffs.
Taruso.
Ryu
Yeah,
Tariffs.
Come on, Tariff-san. You know? Come on, buddy.
Tariff-san. Yeah.
Tariff-san.
This is
So
exciting,
anyway,
though,
not a
right?
surprise at all.
You know?
We know that they're gonna have a
Yeah.
live stream event next week, right? So like, not a surprise at all. We know that we're gonna get more info on this then. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's space. Yeah. Great.
maybe it's because last one was pirates. Maybe this one is in space.
Yeah. Right.
Ooh.
It's probably. Let's get it. It's probably a remake of.
Nowhere to go but up.
It's
Up into
probably
space.
that, so, yeah.
It's probably a remake. Yeah, good call. Good call.
Probably a remake of 3. I gotta.
Well, speaking of remakes, Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake, again, just to keep in mind, Ubisoft has still not officially confirmed this even exists. So just
The
keep that
worst
in
kept
mind.
secret ever. Yeah.
We've been talking about this for a couple years, and they're like,
It's
what?
real.
What Black
People
Flag
were like,
remake?
I played it last week, and we're all like, what?
I know.
It's a real
But Ubisoft
game.
is like, no idea what you're talking about. No
one
clue.
Will, no one will. It's like
Like,
Prince
I
of
already
Persia: Sands of
platinumed
Time.
this,
They're like,
like-
we don't know.
Yeah.
What did we announce that
What?
game? You know, I don't know.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Oh man, that's funny. But anyway, we got some details from this French publication, which has previously posted info from Ubisoft games that's been very accurate because it's got all these anonymous sources from Ubisoft. Because Ubisoft continues to be the biggest sieve of information in the industry. They cannot keep a secret ever. But the team that previously worked on the naval battles from Black Flag and, excitingly, also developed Skull and Bones. That's the
Oh my
team that's
God.
leading development on this remake because they.
Oh,
do the
wait, is
naval
that why
battles.
Skull and Bones took so long?
I mean, quadruple A, Dan. It takes a minute, you know.
Right.
Sure,
Right.
sure, yeah.
Kill
Yeah.
me.
You need a quadruple A size
But-
team, you know.
I still think if that game were given a different vision outside of live service, it still could have been a cool game.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
convinced of it. I'm convinced. Of
Yeah.
it, but
Sure.
they didn't want to do
think
that.
so.
Yeah.
But anyway, I love the naval battles in Black Flag and games that followed, like Rogue and Odyssey had fun naval battles. Very simple but very fun. I enjoyed that element of those games. So I am glad it's the team that's already familiar with it, and hopefully they're getting support from other Ubisoft teams as well. They are removing some of the present day sections, and which I can't really remember. I think it was like first person, and you were walking around
Yeah,
in like a
I believe
museum-
so,
like
yeah.
a-
Oh, it was the game dev studio.
It was an
one,
office.
you're
Yeah,
right.
you were in
Studio.
like
It was
a
like an office.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an
Yeah, so
office
they're
building
moving-
that was Ubisoft that was making Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed games or like something really
Basically.
meta like that.
Yeah, basically that's what's happening. And so they're removing a lot of that, not all of it, but it says parts of those sections, and they're adding more pirate era content, resulting in a game that's going to overall be longer. They're saying it's about 4 hours or so of extra content, including a new section with Mary Reed, who is a really interesting character in that game. So that apparently was stuff in the game that they initially removed. They just,
Yeah.
you know, how you cut content
Great
and missions from
historical
games.
character. Yeah.
So they're bringing some of the Mary Reed and other sections back into the game, which is cool. So hey, I'm all for more pirate missions. So give me those.
This
And
is one of
that'll
the
be
good
great.
ones. Yeah, it's one of the good ones.
It also says that they are adding more RPG-like mechanics, similar to recent Assassin's Creed titles. What's described is in terms of things like inventory, loot systems, and some of the combat and weapon and equipment stats, which is fine by me because the old school Assassin's Creed hand-to-hand combat, I think, has its high points, but overall pretty repetitive and not like the best. So
Well,
I
and,
think
like,
if they can find a
You're
nice
supposed to be
medium, that'd great.
swashbuckling in this, you know. So like, I think like the
Yeah.
combat should feel a little more like actiony than stealthy. You know, it's always weird because there's a lot of missions in this game where it's like run along the rooftops, you know, while you're like decked out in
Yeah.
like 10 rings and like it's just
I
like
know.
it's stupid, you know, like.
Well, there's also
'Cause it still has
barely
to
any
be. It's supposed to be an
rooftops.
Assassin's Creed. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's not a
Yeah,
very
like
vertical
3
game,
rooftops.
you know. So you're like hiding behind like people, and I don't know. There's a lot of goofy stealth stuff in this game that you could take out, you know.
Yeah,
Completely.
they have some stealth ship missions where you have to like drive your ship, but really slowly so they don't see you.
Yeah,
It's like, what?
at night with all the lights off. Yeah. Oh, okay.
They're gonna see you. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, turn off your
All right.
headlights.
yeah, turn off your headlights, put it in neutral, and they'll push. You know,
Are your
all
high
whatever
beams
you
on?
say. So, And they also are saying, this is again the rumors that are coming out about this game that Ubisoft is not agreeing exists. They're saying that some of the islands that you could sail to and explore, which if you remember, a lot of them were just like a few things you could parkour around and pick up a chest and then you're out of there. And that's at best in some cases. Some of them were bigger, but most of them were small. They're adding a lot more to those, more content to those islands, which were normally like, hey, it's cool that I can explore. There's just nothing here. So they're trying to add more content, apparently, according to this rumor, which I think is great if that's true. And lastly, that they are going to be using the newest version of their Anvil engine, which was used for Assassin's Creed Shadows, which I stand by as might be the most beautiful game this year. It's up there with the other more beautiful games this year. I think like Death Stranding 2 and some of the other games that are just knocking your socks off visually. This Assassin's Creed Shadows,
Notice
I
how
think,
none of these games are Unreal 5 that you're talking about. I just wanted to point that out.
It's true.
Almost like Unreal 5 is not the promise everyone thought it would be.
Yeah, it's almost like it's been a disappointment.
Like every game that's come out on it has been a stuttery, weird mess, you know? So.
Yeah, which is sad because at first it was like, ooh, this is really awesome, the stuff it can do. And then it's like, wait, what's happening? Why is everything breaking?
Right.
But they're saying that it's going to look naturally better than the original because of the engine upgrade and other things they're doing. But generally speaking, don't expect it to push current gen systems to their limits. It is still a remake of an old game. So
the bones are probably still there, yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. Ubisoft still has not even acknowledged it exists, but I think it's fair to say it does. I think we can say that with at least some level of confidence that this game is real and it will be coming out. Part of the rumor also suggested that it was targeting a end of fiscal year, which I think is March of 2026. But as part of those rumors, they're saying, or at least one source said there's still so much work to be done on this. I don't see that happening. So could be next year, but it could be that we still don't hear anything about it for a while. You know, if it's still
Prince of Persia got announced like 20 years ago, if the Sands of Time. So if y'all remember that,
didn't they scrap
still
all
like
that and
maybe it's
start
coming
over?
out one day. They were like, yeah, it's never coming out, and they're like, maybe it is. Like, it's been a lot of that. Yeah.
Well, they re-revealed the like teaser.
They did re-reveal it. Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
And I think
But, like,
Ubisoft
no
is
date.
often like,
We haven't heard anything since then.
it's coming out or it's not. What do you guys want? Do you guys want it to come out? Like, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well, remember Beyond Good and Evil 2, guys? We've been talking about that for like 15 years, and that number is right. The other number was wrong. I just gave that number is right. So.
Listen. Final Fantasy Versus 13/15 took like 10 years, all right? So they still have some time.
It waited so long it had to change its name. They're like, you know what? It's Final Fantasy. Whatever.
It's just the next one. It's the next one. So.
Yeah. 15, at least as a title, made way more sense than Versus. I'm like, stop it. Unless you're making a fighting game, stop
putting.
it.
Right.
Hey, listen.
Yeah. What did that even mean?
I still want I want to be in the timeline of Versus 13 and what that was like. Because it looked very interesting.
It looked way cooler than when I'm one of the few that like 15, but I was way more into that setting. The city with like
it had a darker vibe.
It
had a darker vibe.
Yeah, but 15 had a movie. Okay, let's move on.
And a tie-in anime and YouTube shorts and all these other things that didn't make that story make any sense.
You know what's funny is a couple of times that I've experienced the attempt to do multimedia approach to a game launch. I've liked the multimedia more than the game itself. I liked 15, but I actually thought some elements of the multimedia was better. And same with
Kingslave was cool.
The Halo,
that movie. When
they did the Halo like podcast drama thing that they did, building up to, was it Guardians? Was that one? I think it was Guardians. I thought that stuff was cool.
They did shorts too for Halo. I forget which Halo.
Yeah,
but yeah, they did like little shorts and stuff like that. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, sometimes that stuff's pretty entertaining. All right. So the other kind of news, I wouldn't say that broke, but has been coming out over this past week. There's been a lot of talk about Borderlands 4 and its performance on some consoles versus others, and how the initial impression was, hey, this game rules. It's getting really good reviews and people love it. Oh, by the way, the PC version is having some struggles depending on your build. And then I started hearing more and more like, no, almost every build on PC is having trouble. And then it was like, hey, by the way, consoles also having some trouble. So I just feel like that's been happening throughout this week. And Randy Pitchford, I got to bring up this quote, and then Kyle, you've been playing it, so I want to hear directly from you on this.
I just want to say
that Randy said.
every day he said something since the launch of this game. Every day he's tweeted something new that's like, dude, what the hell are you talking about? What did I say earlier, specifically? Oh my God.
All right,
why am
so
I
he says, okay,
Yeah.
he says, here's a couple things. So number one, regarding the price point, if you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
When they were asking him about how much it's going to cost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's almost as good as the get a second job idea when
Sure.
they were talking
Yeah,
about prices.
it's a very
of new
PS3
consoles.
era. Yeah.
Yeah.
You big poor, go buy it, you loser, you know?
All right, so he says, this can't be what he really said.
Dude, it's all real, man. If you can't believe it, I swear to God, it's a real quote.
He didn't tell. Did he actually tell people to code your own engine and show us how it's done?
Yes! He goes, code your own engine and show how it's done then. This is what I was screaming about. This is an Unreal 5 game. He didn't code this engine. That's not how it works. What is he even talking
That's
about?
not how it works.
You coded the game on the engine. You didn't code the engine though. I don't why would you say
You didn't
that?
go the engine.
Yeah. It's so crazy.
What's the deal with Randy Pitchford
Yeah.
thinking he coded the engine?
And why would you say that? And like, you gotta think about like the devs, like who like actually coded this game, like not the CEO who's like a talking, breathing mouth who just like can't shut up. Like the people who actually worked on this game, and they're like, dude, we just want people to play this game. Could you shut up, please? Like you're like, don't bully people into like feeling bad about, or go make your own game then if you're. It's insane.
So apparently he was giving some, you could call them even helpful responses. Hey guys, I encourage you to try DLSS if you haven't tried it yet,
Yeah.
or other things like direct advice. But then he
Yeah.
got spicier, suggesting things like, here's how to request a refund on Steam, or which is wild to me.
What an asshole.
Or he said you can always wait till it's cheaper, or you can wait for more powerful PC hardware to come out. And like,
Yeah, and catch up.
So-
Yeah.
so it's just
thing
he's just basically saying like everything that's wrong with it isn't us; it's everything else.
Yeah,
he's saying.
right.
It's
Meanwhile,
it's your settings, it's your computer.
there are social media managers on Gearbox going, patches are coming out. PC patches coming out this afternoon. So while Randy Pitchford is having a meltdown about all this stuff, like the real like social media managers, like we're patching the game. It's getting patched, and we know it's not running right. Performance patches are coming out ASAP. We're prioritizing performance patches at the same exact time that Randy's saying all this stuff. And the thing about that is that like I've never seen anybody do this in gaming ever. Like I've never seen a CEO like act like this.
He's so
ever.
argumentative.
And I've never seen a board of people never go, "Hey, stop! This isn't helping selling games. You need to stop this." Like, no one's telling
his
him
advice
stop.
to
It's just
users.
like,
He goes, I wasn't trying to argue with people. I was just letting them know that if you want to play now, here's some ways to do it. If you want to play later, play later. Even get a refund after buying and trying if you're not satisfied. Those are your options. My advice is to accept reality and tune, or not to play. It's like, okay.
Yeah. So it's insane. Yeah, and it's just crazy to me. Like I can't even remember what the big one that it's the memory leak issue. So on consoles, across all consoles, there's a problem where once you play beyond about 2 hours consistently, textures start fading out, the game gets choppy. I got down to 10 to 20 frames per second like in my play session to the point I had to like close down the game. And like it becomes so stuttery and so unplayable if you don't like, and I mean shut the game completely down, not exit to the main menu. Like you have to shut the game completely down. And like he literally goes, every 2 hours you just have to shut the game off. I don't know what to tell you guys. It is what it is. Like, and no, that's a problem. There's no other game that makes you do this. I've never played a game ever that I had to shut off every 2 hours, ever. Like it's never happened.
Hey, I'll tell you, the Switch 2 version is going to be great.
Oh man, I can't even
in a couple
imagine.
weeks.
Yeah, I don't think those extra 2
swear.
weeks are gonna do any good of coding. And from what I understand, apparently this game really leans heavy on DLSS, which from what I understand uses AI to make up the frames that the game can't get to, and people can tell like where the frames are made up, because there's latency and stuff like that. So it's like this is a game that's using Unreal Engine 5 and using the DLSS like poorly and the AI properties of the engine poorly, and like that's cut it out, like optimize your game, make it run at a real 60 frames per second. Like, and I know I'm not the frames guy, so for me to be crazy about this, like, is not in character for me, like,
I feel
it's
like
just
Randy. I feel like Randy is like he's like an older woman who's like scorned lover, like
yeah.
hurt him really bad, and he's just at home like sipping some wine, getting a little tipsy, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna tell
So
that
he
bitch.
maybe took one of
he's
those
just
sleeping
yeah.
pills and Roseanne'd out on Twitter. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. Maybe
yeah.
that's what he did.
He's
yeah.
just sitting there. He's like, I'm gonna tell him exactly
That's
what
it.
I think.
Well, then he
I
just gets
just-
frustrated and says, like, do whatever you want. The game is the game. Get a refund if you don't like it.
Yeah,
So
like,
it's
which is so, like, again,
game
like,
is the
isn't
game.
it easier? Isn't it easier just to go, hey, we'll look into it? Like, isn't it just easier to say that rather than, like, I don't know, act like this? And I don't, like, it's just so, it's so peculiar to watch a CEO do this. Like, could you imagine Kojima doing this? Like, people not liking Death Stranding, and he's like, well, you guys don't get it, and, like,
Hey,
blame
if
the
he wasn't like Death
engine.
Stranding,
I
he'd
didn't
be
make it,
thrilled. He'd
Yeah,
be thrilled.
that's
If we
Yeah,
did
actually,
that.
that's true.
He'd be like,
He's
It's
like, oh, you don't
true,
like
yeah,
this?
It is true.
I'm
You're right.
glad.
Yeah. Good.
I
I'm
wanted
glad,
you
to
I'm
make it
glad
right.
you hate it. Yeah. But yeah,
That's
I've
my
never
intent.
seen this, and dare I say tactic? I don't know. The outburst. I've never
Yeah.
seen anything like this before.
It's a bold
And
strategy,
to
Cotton.
do
Let's
it
see how it
every
plays out.
day, like to check in every day and like bury yourself further. I just feel bad for the people who work at Gearbox, who are like watching this and going, you're kind of ruining our celebration of our game being good and launching, because like the game launch is good. It is successful. It is selling well. It needs some performance patches, that will happen. Most games do need them these days. So it's like, it is what it is. And it would have been easy just to kind of like shove this off and brush it off. But like instead he just Pitchford out. He
Man.
did the thing that he
Yeah.
does.
Now, Kyle, you're
does
still
that company
playing
have a
it,
board?
right? Oh, yeah.
That's what I
Do
mean.
they have
Where's
a
the board at? Yeah, they do. Yeah,
Oh.
absolutely. Why are they not telling him to shut up? I have no idea. Why is the Take-Two CEO not being like, dude?
I would
Cut it
say
out.
there's a certain amount of patience companies will have with their creative, quote unquote, geniuses. They will, I think, when they.
I think
have
you're
people
right,
like
and
that.
I also think that there's a currency in launching your game on time, under budget, and you know what I mean.
Right.
Like, so it's like if this is the price you have to pay for your like weirdo, like mouthy CEO to like keep his company on track in a time where other companies aren't figuring it out, Yeah, I guess we'll let him Roseanne out on Twitter.
Like you don't expect a CEO of a company like this or a creative like this to operate like an angry video game fan. Like some of the toxic fans we see out there, like, man, you're giving us a bad name.
He's
He's
acting
arguing like
exactly.
he's one of them.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So
I am still playing it
anyway.
though. I am 50 hours into the game. It got
Oh my
just
gosh.
choppier and worse as it kept going.
On PS5, you're playing it?
Yeah, on PS5. Yeah, not Pro, but PS5. The further into the game I got, the more unstable it got. It's
Wow.
playable. It's still fun. It's great co-op. It feels good. Everything about the game when it's working is great. It's just like this is. It, I would feel less bad about the problems if there wasn't some loudmouth going, it's you guys, not me, like, because these are pretty basic problems. Again, not the hitching stuff or the every 2 hour memory leak thing where like the game like literally stops working or whatever. That's really bad. But all the other little stuff are pretty basic, like, patched out things that you could fix. So I wish that you were a little more Sean Murray and just shut up and just did the work. And,
Yeah.
You never saw him get on Twitter and fight with people. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I've
for
never
those who
seen
might not be
anybody do
aware, the No Man's Sky team, after they delivered their game, and if you go back and look at, people have done side-by-sides of what the game was at launch, what it is now. And we've talked about before, a few of us, Kyle and I especially, we did have fun with it. Dan, maybe you did too. We had fun with that game initially.
Oh yeah.
But still were able to notice its drawbacks. Like, it's got some issues, but I'm having fun. Yeah, a lot of promises here, but I'm having fun. But it still had its drawbacks. When you look at where it is now, he didn't sit around and just like post on whatever the platform is, doesn't matter what social media, how we all need to change our perspective and then we'll finally enjoy it the way we should. They worked their butts off for the last, now it's been 9 years. Like, I think we talked about it. They have like almost 40
free
major
updates.
named
like
updates that have
34,
come.
38 updates or something. Yeah.
It's a lot. And they've made, now you could make it, and I'll actually transition into one of the things I'm playing. I'm playing on Switch too. I think they've made what is now considered, in my opinion, one of the best space exploration games I've ever played. Like, I don't think there's any other games that really do the stuff it does. There's probably other ones out there, especially some maybe like super intense. I don't know if Everspace is maybe. I'm sure there's other ones that people would say
Yeah, that's
these
what
are better
comes to
space
mind.
games. But for me, for what I want to play, for this kind of crafting survival, the way it controls, the options that are there for you, the way that it can be super casual or super intense, and can be single player, can be multiplayer. It's
I mean,
kind of
this game
everything, man. And I just,
became Star
yeah,
Citizen before Star Citizen became Star Citizen. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, they're
yeah,
still working out that game, and like all the promises that that game has are literally transpiring over at No Man's Sky, functionally in a finished
yeah,
version of the game. You know, so
yeah. And listen, I know we loved Starfield. I still love Starfield, but this game can do
same.
things that I think Starfield wishes it could do, just in terms
Yeah,
of like the
Oh yeah,
exploration
yeah.
piece.
absolutely.
Um,
Yeah,
so anyway, all that to say, No Man's Sky is a great example of how to handle that. Keep your mouth shut. If you feel the need to, if someone's engaging with you and you're like, hey, I'm really sorry, we're working on it, we're going to make it better, which is the kind of stuff that Hello Games said a lot. I'm sure early on, Sean maybe got defensive at times, but I can't think of a time that he did. It just felt like his team just put their heads down and
yeah.
started cranking out
Yeah.
update after update, and kind of won most of us back over. Those of us who are willing to give it another look. There are others who are like, No Man's Sky, that game sucks. Like, when'd you play it?
Yeah.
I played when it came out. It was awful. I'm like,
You still have
okay.
people who do that for Cyberpunk as well, where they're like,
Yes.
game sucks. But I'm like, well, that's 5-year-old news, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of the
So,
best
yeah, you have
open world
people who are just
RPGs
stuck
ever
with it.
now. But okay, whatever you say.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's fine. I don't care.
Totally fine. But by the way, guys, I'm playing it on the Switch too, and you can cross or bring over your cross saves from other things. But I just went ahead and
Ooh.
started the new one on the
I
Switch
bought
too.
it
Just
on Switch too. I haven't started it because I'm afraid, but
yeah,
out there.
because I'm afraid. Yeah, it's a lot because you're afraid you might get too into it and then like lose
Yeah, yeah. I
time.
mean,
Okay.
and there's a new mode that came out a few things ago that's like not a casual mode, but like an easy mode where it's like it's less mining, it's less like materials to like
Oh
do
yeah,
things. It's the same game. You're doing the same
yeah.
story and the same progression, but everything's just a little less, you know, so it's a little more relaxed.
Yep.
So
Mm.
I think I'm going to start
You
it in
can
that
scale a
mode, to
lot
be
of that
honest.
stuff. They have a complete
I think there's
creative mode where you
sliders,
can
right?
build whatever you want. Yeah, there's like there's controls over. I haven't played around with a lot of those yet, but
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
really control your experience. And then you can also just do creative mode if you want. If you want to build everything, think like Minecraft. People play creative mode where there's no limits and everything's available to you. Like you can do that too if you want. And then of course there's still the normal mode where you can progress the way that the game was designed. And then there's hardcore mode where it's super difficult, really rare
You know,
resources.
getting off the
Um,
planet is like a chore, you know.
yeah, really challenging. So I'm just playing it on normal again because I'm kind of used to it, and it is even then it's much more streamlined than it used to
I
be.
can
But it's still
imagine
there.
so.
There's still the things of like, hey, here's your ship. It's broken. Go get the pieces to repair it. Here's how to build a base. Like it still gives you those tutorial missions you have to do at the beginning.
Yeah.
But it runs really well on the Switch. It looks really good.
I heard they were like optimizing it in a secret team behind closed doors, like at Hello Games, and like no one else besides like the 4 or 5 people who were working in that small room knew what they were working on, and it was like a giant
Ah.
surprise that it came out on Switch 2. And it is a very much like Cyberpunk, an extremely optimized version of the game.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
runs so it
So
loads fast. No Man's Sky on some platforms, you felt like you were sitting there looking at the stars for like 5-6 minutes, which is an insane load. Like it just felt like a long load.
mhm.
I mean, my son was playing it on we have the Xbox One X, right? So the strongest of the last gen consoles, and so we loaded it up on there, and it took for it's not a super taxing game. Like it's only like 26 gigs as a download. Like you wouldn't think it would take that long. It took multiple minutes for it to load into the
Wow.
world. And on the
Xbox
Switch
Series
2,
X is a potato. You heard it here.
well, the Xbox One X is
One X. I'm sorry. Yeah, One X.
Yeah,
Excuse
yeah,
me.
get it right. Get that weird naming convention right.
Yeah, I will
And
never
on
get it
the
right. And I own all
on
these
the,
things.
on the Switch 2, it loaded up so fast.
Yeah.
Like it felt like I was on the PC. It loads up really quick. On new consoles, it loads up really quick. It felt the same on the Switch 2. It loaded up really quick. Everything rendered great. A couple of slowdowns during the major transitional points, like going through the atmosphere, either out or into a planet. Sometimes it would take like just a minute. But I've noticed that even on my relatively strong PC, there are times when the rendering just needs a second and then it catches up and it's good again. And I noticed that there too. But again, nothing that's making me think, hey, this can't handle it. It's really pretty, controls great, has everything you'd want, and you could absolutely get lost in that game all over again. I love No Man's Sky, so highly recommend it. And yes, it is on the Switch 2. That's the version to get is the Switch 2 version. The Switch 1 version struggled from all accounts that I've read
Sure.
and seen. So yeah, Switch 2 version
And it has no
is-
multiplayer either,
yeah.
so like it's a
yeah, it's
compromise
limited. This one has this one's full like parity with all the modes.
It's
The Switch 2
parity
version.
with you can play with other consoles. It's cross platform and everything
Mhm.
too. And
Yeah.
you said the same
Got all
thing
the
about
modes.
the bringing your save over.
Yeah, the cross save, which is really cool that you can do that. You just basically create a little Hello Games account if you don't have one, and you can use like Google or Apple or whatever to log in to Hello Games. You don't have to create a new account. You can just kind of create
Sweet.
one using universal login if you want, which is what I did. So anyway, it's great. I love that. I also, and I didn't talk about this last week because we were a little bit rushed, and that's my bad. But I also did finish Shinobi Art of Vengeance,
Ooh.
and
Nice.
that game rules. I spent a total of, let me look at Steam playtime. It says 11 hours. I felt like it was maybe a little less than that, but yeah, 11 hours sounds about right. I only got about 60% of the achievements, though. There's plenty more achievements I could get. There's plenty. You can go back. It unlocks like an arcade mode, kind of like Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, where now you get a grade on your performance in that level. How long did it take? How much damage did you take? You know, all that kind of stuff. How many secrets did you find? So there's plenty of replayability there if you want to go back and play levels. It does have a Metroidvania piece to it where you, even in the first level, there's tons of stuff you can't get through that now you can go back and smash through that floor or that wall or whatever, or use that grapple hook point that you didn't have a grapple yet. So all the different things you would imagine are probably secret areas. They are, and you can unlock those when you go back to revisit levels. I did that for a couple levels, but then yeah, got the credits to roll. It's really good. Really loved it. This and Ninja Gaiden Ragebound were just delights to play. I would not have expected, especially within a month of each other, for two kind of ninja-centric platformer
right,
throwback
right.
games to arrive, and they're both super fun. That Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, though, it felt more arcadey, and I mean that as a compliment to it. It was really a great side-scrolling arcade game with some kind of action RPG platforming elements to it, mostly arcadey. This one felt like the Prince of Persia Lost Crown, and it was wonderful. Had that kind of depth to it, and the visual style and the boss fights and all that stuff kind of felt more like that game to me. So there are some items that I did not unlock. There's apparently this dark katana, which I don't know much about, but that is
Hey, that's
something
a
to unlock.
ninja. That's a Ninja Gaiden thing, or
Well,
with
then-
Shinobi. Yeah, I'm actually more used to that terminology in Ninja Gaiden actually. So
yeah, I think it's in
Maybe they-
both, but definitely Shinobi
Yeah.
has that as like a thing. Because there's these rifts you can do, which have really, really challenging platforming sections. They're very optional. They're actually hard to find. I haven't found all of them, but some of those platforming segments, it's that, think games like Celeste or the Prince of Persia Lost Crown, where some of those segments they feel impossible when you see them. You're like, every wall's covered in spikes except for that tiny little spot, which is, how am I going to get there? This is impossible. So like, they get really challenging. So they definitely have a lot of that, a lot of those optional things. But yeah, man, this game rules. It's really good. I love that the main character's only line through the whole game is, like he never says a word. He just grunts. Every other character is really, really verbose. They have a lot to say to you, enemies and allies alike, and you're just like, like I am Groot.
Oh, I want to
He's
live
just
my
kinda-
life. Like,
Yeah.
Kind of like
It's
that.
a little bit of a
just-
longer grunt if he's mad, but if he agrees, it's just like yeah, totally. So yeah, finished Shinobi Art of Vengeance. Love that. I played some more Valheim recently because they released this Call to Arms. I think it was called Call to Arms. Yeah, Call to Arms update, which does not add a new biome or anything yet, although the Deep North is apparently getting closer and closer to release. But they did add a new enemy type in the Black Forest, and also this. It's like a darker version of that comes out in the plains at night, and it's super scary. I did see it, because it hits really hard. And they added a bunch of other features too, like new equipable accessories with a new adrenaline system. So different actions build up a new bar called adrenaline, and when you build it up all the way, if you have one of those accessories equipped, it'll activate whatever that power is. It could give you more damage or start to heal you or whatever. Could like refill your magic if you're using a magic casting build or whatever. So there's a lot that they've added to this. They've really, I think, tweaked the combat in some good ways. Parrying no longer, like, I loved that combat system, but I was so annoyed that if you did a perfect block and parried them, you were like half your stamina was gone. So they've adjusted that to reward you for parrying successfully, and so your stamina kind of stays where it is when you parry, so you can attack right afterward. Like they've done some things, I think, to balance out combat in some smart ways, and some really fun new build pieces. Like there's a battle training dummy that you can build, and it'll actually fight you, and you can like learn how to block and dodge and stuff.
Oh, nice.
There's a little battle training dummy, and then there's like an archery target you can build, and it will keep your score like as well with that. So you can set that up. So you can kind of set up like this whole training yard in your castle or fort, which is cool too.
That's cool.
Fun.
So yeah, Valheim is still super fun. And I did,
Still
by the
giving.
way, I made Ashlands more fun for myself by just giving myself a break and saying, listen, I've got a full-time job, I've got a big family, a lot of other responsibilities. I am going to just adjust the world modifiers and make Ashlands easy for a minute so I can get the first set of armor and actually take more than one hit. I was getting one shot everywhere I went, and everything attacks you all the time. And I was just getting so frustrated. And so I just turned off all enemy aggression and went around and got some of the metal that I needed, and just walked by enemies for a couple hours. I was like, screw this, I'm doing it. And then I got everything I needed. I didn't upgrade everything. I just got like a new sword and one of the armor set pieces. And I was able to set up a camp that's somewhat protected. And there's new enemies there that you can tame and ride. And so I was like, I need to get one of these tamed because it was impossible to tame them. You're attacked all the time. So I did those things, and then I went back, turned back on all the normal settings, and then now I'm in it, and now I'm having more fun with Ashlands. I just feel like there's a little bit of
Is that how it's supposed to be? Like, it sounds like
I think you're
it's
supposed to
not
be with
balanced
friends. Honestly,
correctly.
this is the first biome that I feel like you can't. It's really hard to do this one alone. Like really tough to play that one solo. That's the first biome I felt that way. So anyway, but it still is really cool. I like what they've created. I'm very excited for Deep North. I've been tracking what they're doing. Deep North is looking really promising.
I'm excited
Really
about the
exciting
other announcement, Tim.
That's right, Dan. What's happening with Valheim? Huh?
I'm gonna get to sit on my ass and play in the living room.
He's getting trophies.
On my PS5. Yeah, it's getting true. I'm getting the platinum.
It's coming to PS5 in 2026, which I imagine they're holding off on the release date because I'm guessing this is the 1.0 release.
It has to be, right?
Yeah.
So I also wouldn't be surprised to see a Switch 2 announcement for it as well at some point, even if it's not day and date, like at some point next year. So it is exciting. I think I think the Deep North is their final biome before 1.0. And listen, I know people are mad. This game has been out since 2021, so this early access period has been 4.5 years now. I get it, but they didn't grow their team outside of like a social media community manager. They kind of stayed the course on the path they were going, and I think they're really going to deliver something that's really special. It already is pretty special, so I understand frustration from people.
This calls for a good Randy Pitchford. If you don't like it, you code your own game. Kind of. This is like maybe the context that it does work in, where it's like you don't like it, code your own game, man. Like
code your own game.
Yeah, just figure it out.
It's hard.
Learn how to code.
It's hard. We're a small team. Yeah. Screw you.
That's right. So, and last but not least, I played some more Hell Is Us, and I finished up Act 1. I don't know how many acts there are, and I am now going after these key items. I won't say what they are, but there's key items that they kind of, you see the things that need to be open. I'm like, okay, all right, I got to figure out what order to go in. I did look up Reddit real quick, like what's the best order to go in, because I want to do it the quote-unquote right way or what's recommended. So I'm now
the number 4, Tim, of those things?
Yes, and you already have one
when
you get to it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm in that first of those 3 that I need to track down. I would assume
I'm like right behind you.
I would assume that finding all of those is all of Act 2, and then we move on. I don't think each one of those is their own act. I'd be surprised if that's the case. So I think this is Act 2, is finding these things. But yeah, man, Hell Is Us is still a lot of fun. It's getting more challenging now. I've actually recently started to die a lot more. I'm like, all right, I got to get more serious about this because I'm I'm getting wiped out a little more quickly because these enemies, we talked about it before, Dan, how the little like whatever it's called, the little like glowing color that's inside these husks that kind of pops out and you have to fight that thing first. There's red, there's green, there's yellow. Now sometimes there's 2 of them. There's also like upgraded versions of them that hit really hard. Their attack patterns are weird. And your parry opportunities are really few and far between. They'll hit you like 10 times, and then there's one quick parryable attack. So like it's no joke. Like it's not easy. So
there's a couple of them where I can read their tells, like they're easier, but like the green one and the blue ones, I'm like, what are you even doing? Yeah, I'm like, what are you even trying to do? Like, I don't even know. So I just kind of like slash as much as I can, and then hopefully I have a window where I can heal. You know, I come back, try to back away. And
that's
like
I think that's where I need to get good. Is there's a great heal mechanic. Every time you do damage, there's these little particles that gather around you, and then this ring lights up around you. It's a nice big kind of visual cue to hit either R1 or RB.
A little bit then. Like,
it rewards aggression for sure, and that's how it heals you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's rewarding aggression for sure. But I just forget to do that heal move, and next thing you know, I'm down to like one more hit and I'm dead. So I'm just trying to dodge around like an idiot. I'm like, why haven't I been hitting R1? I keep forgetting to hit it.
I don't even pay it to, because I actually, it's funny, I forgot that that's even a thing until you just mentioned the ring around you. I look at the health bar, Tim. So when I'm hitting, the gray is filling in, and then when it's white, I immediately hit R1.
Oh, so that gray turns white?
Yes. So that for me is like a way easier indicator, because it's like, all right, if I'm like hitting back away, and it turns from gray to white, I immediately hit R1. So because I forgot about the ring around you.
The ring around you, actually, there are times, depending on what enemies that you're fighting or what angle you're at, sometimes it's actually kind of hard to spot it if you're not paying attention and looking for it.
That makes sense.
Good call on the health bar piece, but it's not taking away the fun of it. But there's been a couple of times when I've died like 3 times in a row to the same encounter, and I'm like, do I want to keep playing this right now? Should I go play my cozy town to city game? You know, like
sure. This game's not cozy. It is not cozy.
It's not cozy, but Dan, it's so cool. Are you enjoying it too? It sounds like you're having a good time with it. Yeah, I'm loving it, dude. The lore is good. Some of the stuff they unlock, and you can do some research, and the items that you find, like I'm reading all this stuff that normally would skip by, but I'm finding it really intriguing, all the lore items that you can find too. But
yeah, it seems like they really like made an effort to like create a very specific world with very specific places, and like its own religion. You go to that town, and there's a priest there, that some stuff's going on there, and there's there's a religion there that's obviously made up for this world, and there's different types of like I don't know if they're races or people, like these people are like, seem like they're being kind of like, there's also a war going on. It feels very.
It reminds me of the Eastern European conflicts from like the early '90s, late '80s, early '90s, because they're all like, you look at them, you go, you guys are all the same. You're all the same people and ancestors. Right. What are you doing? But like they've been divided over time by various things: religion, politics, class.
And they're like, these people, those scum. You know that like kind of like that.
But then they both start committing atrocities to each other. And so then they both start targeting the civilian populations of each other. And so like there's clearly bad actors and innocents on both sides. And it really makes it kind of heartbreaking to see too, which is cool though. It's a really complex setup they've got.
Yeah. That's what I really love about the world, and like running around and just like, especially in that town, and just like it feels very lived in, and it's just very like there's obviously a lot of shit that's gone down there, and there's some soldiers there, and they're all kind of like not great. And just the environmental storytelling, and just like that room that I when I asked you, I'm like, did you see that room with the woman and the stuff that's strewed about? It's like that's really effed up. Like,
by the way, when I went back, like, she was gone, so I wonder if that's going to come back into play.
Yeah. I noticed that yesterday actually when I was playing. I was like, oh, where did she go? I like went to the other room. I'm like, am I going to see her in there? Like,
right.
And she wasn't.
Hopefully when you do those good deeds, it like gives some people like a happy out of this. You know what I mean? Like I hope that's the case, but
yeah. Yeah, it's just it's so cool. And yeah, the combat's like not like it's not like complex, but there's enough layers there that it is interesting. And like you
Yeah.
said, with like the little spirit things that like come out of the blob guys, they definitely throw you off because the blob guys are easier, like because they'll glow red with the ones that you can parry, like those attacks.
Right.
Like, all right, he's glowing red. If I time it right, then. But yeah, the glowy spirit blob things are like, all right, what are you trying to even do? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but it keeps you on your
Those
toes.
little
And
things
that's
too.
cool.
Like I forget about the healing, and I got to. I'll use that health bar trick. That's a good one. And sometimes I even forget about my drone.
Yeah.
I'll use it to distract, and then I just all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I have
Yeah.
some really cool spin attacks and slam attacks that I forget to
Yeah,
use.
yeah. Yep. Yeah, I forget too, for sure. Even the way like the menu is done is cool. Like it feels very like old technology but new technology because like he pulls up the little like data pad thing and it's like it looks like it's like 90s technology a little bit. It's very like
Yeah.
green and like
Even the way it
pixelated,
loads.
but it's yeah, but it still feels like new technology and like you can just go through that and you're looking at like all the documents that you've collected and like information that you've like come across. Even just the way that that's kind of done is like kind of fun to look at. I don't know, man. This game just has a really cool vibe about it. Like, it's just very, very interesting and very unique. I think, at least it is to me. I'm sure there are games
again.
that are
There's
probably similar.
I love it, and there's no map. I mean, there's an area where you go, like the one I'm in right now. There's a character you meet, and he gives you a map, but it's just a piece of paper to look at, and it's kind of like it's like a tourist map. So you're not actually seeing where you are on some kind of digital, drone. Like you're not seeing any of that. It's just like a touristy map. So you kind of can use that to see where to go next. And in a way, it reminds me of like Alan Wake a little bit, where you're trying to like find the right items, find the right Alan Wake, Resident Evil. Like I get little vibes from all these different games, things that I like that are like creepy, but also you got to use your head to like. There's the section before that. The place that I was talking about, Dan, where there's 4 things and you have one, you got to find the other 3. So that whole area was really creative. It reminded me a lot of like Resident Evil style games, like really cool. The items you got to find and open up doors and find gears. I was like, is this a Capcom game? They're making me find a gear.
Go
for this
down
thing?
further in the levels by finding the thing
down.
to like. You slide it into it and then you pull the lever and then it goes down further and you're like, oh, okay, now I can access new rooms and find. I
love the way they did that stuff. But then even getting there, like they don't tell you. There's no waypoints. There's no markers. You get to this thing and you kind of just have to use the environment. And then you realize, oh, there's a key here. Okay, it's telling me the order of what to kind of activate. How do I activate these things? So I wandered around for a while till I finally, just out of frustration, used my sword and I hit one and it started to glow. And I was like, oh, I gotta hit him.
See, because I knew that those glow because in that first area there's actually a puzzle there where there's 4 of those, and I'm guessing you have to do it in a certain order. But I haven't found anything that tells me that, so I'm like, what the? Like I even like literally kind of did trial and error, like a few patterns, and I just didn't get it. So I knew that when you hit those, they glowed. But yeah, you have to look around, like. And find, oh, this is telling me in this first circle it's this symbol, and then you got to go find something else. Like this game is like, if you're in real life the type of person that like you have no spatial awareness, like you don't know how to go places and remember locations and in like in actual like if you always need a GPS to go anywhere, don't play this game. Like
not for Gen
like if you're one of those people,
game's not for Gen
Z.
Right. Yeah. If you literally don't know how to get places that are even just 10 minutes away from you, you're like, how do I get there? Like Tom Haverford. Remember when they take his phone away and he's like, I didn't know how to get to work. Like it took me like 3 hours to get to work. Like if you're that type of person, don't play this game because you're gonna be like, I don't know where I'm going, what I'm doing. Like so but that's what's cool about it to me. So
yeah,
very, very cool.
Totally agree. And I also highly recommend use the upgrades. They give you a ton of upgrade materials. And there's really only 4 weapon types in this game, but as you collect them, you can upgrade them to the different they're kind of like elements, the main elements in the game. And the designs and damage they do, the designs become so much cooler. Number one, the base weapons are kind of bland. They're cool, but when you upgrade them with an element, they look so much cooler. And then you can encrypt these glyphs onto them, which totally changes the game. You know, depending on the enemy. Like, for example, Dan, some of those little glowy blobs that come out of the enemies, you have to attack those first. I use the rage axes with this move, and I think you can use it with other rage weapons too. It's almost like a God of War chain pull, where you throw your weapon at them and pull them to you. And so then I can distract the little white husk, because if you hit that husk while he's distracted, you disable the distraction, and now they're both attacking you. And so if you need to get that blob away from the husk so you can just attack the blob, that's what I use that to pull it closer to me. There's another one
that's
that
smart.
will completely, there's the ecstasy weapons, there's one attack that will just take off one of their the stun bars, like immediately, as soon as you hit them with it. And so you can stun them really quickly. So I'm trying to get smarter about using that stuff. And if I can combine that with healing, I think I'll do much better. But there's enough complexity there, some really cool stuff there.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously, there's especially if you got a decent amount of the enemies around you, it is hard to like shift your eyes back and forth and wait for the white, because it's not like super immediate, but it's pretty quick. But to me, I have found that that's easier. I attack, and then hopefully I either back away or just an enemy got killed, and then I wait for the gray to white switch, and when I just hit R1. So that's been pretty easy for me. So.
Yep. Great game.
Yeah, but
like
it's
really,
so cool,
really good game. I wonder the people that rated it as low, because some people rated it lower than I expected. I understand that it's getting an average of 8, a little bit more than that maybe, which is great. I think that's what it deserves. But I've seen a few reviews that have it down in the 5 or 6 out of 10 range, and I'm just like, I wonder if maybe that's an example of what you're talking about, where there's frustration with the lack of modern conveniences in gaming. It's like a map, like waypoints, like you know, I've got to complete 5 reviews this week, and you're not telling me where to go next for this mission. I'm so I could see you getting frustrated.
Sure.
But if you're just playing this game as a gamer, not for a job, not for a review, I think you'll have. If you're able to give it some time, man, it's a lot of fun. It's really in depth. It's a good game.
Yeah, it's very cool, very interesting. It's got a very unique world, and it's like like you said, the Eastern European, but like mixed with sci-fi. The main character is very like, hey, I'm kind of like Batman mixed with the guy from Watch Dogs.
Cool, it's cool.
Yeah, with his really
Will Ferrell,
wonderful haircut. Will. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. It feels special to me. I knew from the
voice
second
acting
I saw
is
the
very
trailer,
good
like,
across the board. All the characters have great voice acting across the board. The music's good too. It's got good atmospheric sound effects and music. There's a couple of views that I'm like, hey, this game looks like, it reminded me of playing like Banishers from last year, where I'm like, whoa, all right, graphics, like okay with this vista over this lake with these mountains in the background, like
that lake area was really pretty, and like helicopters flying in the back, like you can hear them, and then like the as they go further away, then it's like, but it's like Eastern European, but it's sci-fi, but it's like regular helicopters. It's like, I don't know, it's just a lot of interesting stuff going on there. It's pretty cool.
Totally agree.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I had a feeling you were playing that one too, Dan. And Dan, since you were talking about Hell Is Us, anything else that you're playing this week?
Yeah, because I finally got back onto Hell Is Us last night or the night before, because I finished Death Stranding 2 on the beach. See, Kyle looked like he was about to get up, and he's like, wait a minute, hold on, let me come back.
I was about to grab like a bite of my off-screen food here, but I couldn't wait.
You had his curiosity.
Kyle, take a bite. Now I have his attention. Dude, I don't even like. So I don't remember. I should have watched a recap of the first Death Stranding, because there's definitely things that I just like didn't remember.
It's a lot going on at the end of that game. The Amelie,
but like this characters,
extinction being all the word salad stuff going on at the end of the first one. Needs a little bit of an update, you know.
Yeah, and I just there was just certain things about, you know, a couple of characters that I just didn't even remember from the first one, and then I as I went on YouTube to kind of just look some stuff up, I was like, oh yeah, this scene and that scene, and I think I'd have to maybe watch a recap now just to kind of refresh my memory of the first one. I do think, aside from all the loose stuff in this, in the second one, Kyle, I love the loose stuff, and I love that whole arc and the payoff.
It's very beautiful.
I mean, did you see it coming? Because I felt like it was kind of obvious, but
Oh yeah, I all of
Okay.
this I actually, and I won't spoil it here, but I literally guessed it verbatim on this podcast by watching the trailers.
Oh, okay.
I speak Kojima, so like I literally guessed the
yeah,
entire which it didn't take away
Okay.
anything from me. I just knew that kind of the
Sure.
clues and stuff like that, and a lot of people
Yeah.
kind of guessed it too. So this isn't just the Kyle
okay,
being
okay,
Kojima omnipotent. Like it just kind of like it just was kind of
yeah, it made
obvious
sense.
is not the right word, but like things were fitting into
Yeah.
place in a quick way. Yeah.
Yeah. I love all that stuff. Not to say I didn't love anything else. I think I maybe do like the story of the first one like a smidge more, but
said
maybe
the
it's
same
just because
thing.
it felt so new and unique.
I
Because
said
it
the
was
same thing.
Kojima's
It was-
first.
These are the
Yeah.
exact words I used. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
it was like his
totally
first
agree with that.
outing of outside of
It's a
Metal Gear
lot.
Solid.
You have to like
so-
set up a lot, and like it's a lot
Yeah,
to set up, and
yeah.
like the world building, and to pull it all off in a way that like the second game just didn't need to do because it was already all there. It just like I don't know. It's like why like maybe like Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship is like maybe one of the to some people the superior entry in the franchise because it's like oh not only to tell a story but like set up all this stuff like you get it like you by the
Yeah.
time it's all wrapping up like you get it like you get the world you get what it's asking out of you you get the rules and everything like that and to set that all up in like 3 hours and tell a story and pull all these emotional beats like that it's just hard and like
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
Death Stranding pulls that off whereas like Death Stranding 2 didn't need to do a lot of work to pull off like a really emotional thing
Yeah.
an emotional journey.
Yeah. But I do like the gameplay of 2 more. I think it definitely is
better.
more streamlined. They just it has a nicer flow to it. I think you also get vehicles sooner, which is
Mhm.
nice because that just helps in general getting around.
When there is
But,
an action lean, I wouldn't say that it's an action game by
Yeah.
any means, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the game is paced in a way where it's like we know you walked a bunch just recently. Here's a base that you're gonna have to go murder all these people at now. Like it
Sure.
just
Well,
inserts
murder,
that stuff.
right?
Well, yeah, murder, yeah. It
Yeah,
does the right things to insert the right gameplay mechanics at the right time. Where it's just like, well, now we're gonna give you a car and now
Yeah.
you can drive over there because we know it's a long drive. Like it's just paced out in a way that feels way better.
Yeah.
Whereas like the first game is a struggle. Like it's supposed to be. That's the whole theme of the game is that
Yes.
I'm doing this alone
Yeah.
and it sucks. Like. So,
Yeah.
but like the second game's a little easier on the pacing, I would say, both gameplay and narratively.
Yeah. And the Neil parts, and I brought it up in the chat, and you were like, I think I remember that chapter, but maybe not entirely. The deluge one.
Yeah, the water one.
The water, dude. Like so,
The
those
subway
Neil
one was
parts,
cool
like,
too with the subway card. Every one was
Yeah,
unique and
yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
But that deluge
Like-
one was just like so, like the actual like movements, the movement of it because of what the situation is like. Dude, like that's just insane. Like that was
There's
so
ones
insane.
where you're walking on the ceiling, like there's like orientation and time like get all twisted and like it's so interesting. And again,
Yeah.
it's moments where you're just like, yeah, only Kojima, maybe Remedy sometimes can like pull off.
I was gonna
something
say
like
it sounds
Sure.
control like a little
Sure.
bit.
yeah,
what you're
very
describing,
control-y.
but
Yeah,
A
there
little
are
bit,
moments. Yeah, there are moments that are very control-like, and Control is very Kojima-esque, I would say.
It is.
playing
It feels a
game.
lot like a Kojima game. It does.
Kojima's in that game for Christ's sakes. Like he's in that game.
I
as a
mean,
character.
you're right. It's true.
So yeah, they're very coded to each other.
Yeah.
And yeah, and it just there are certain shots in this game, like we had discussed the first battle with Neil, like the way that
Mhm.
opens up and all the fireworks
The
and all, like
fireworks, yeah.
that still to me is probably one of the most like visually, like just that shot of standing there is like one of the most insane things I've ever seen in a video game. Just the
Same.
lighting and everything.
Well, and it
happening.
leads up to like that moment where they all form up and the candles all ignite at the same
Yeah.
time, like in a cascade
Yeah,
of that.
yeah.
It's visually
So
the coolest thing. One of the coolest things I've ever seen in my
Yeah.
entire life. I was just like, I don't know how
Um,
he thought about any of this.
Well, there's that, Kyle, and then there's the last chapter there where Sam is running on the beach, like literally
Yeah.
sprinting, right? Because you're not carrying anything, you're sprinting, and everything in like to your right in the background, like
this is
like,
Kojima.
what is
So like this is Metal Gear Solid 4 when you're like fighting Metal Gear, like when you're fighting a bunch of like stuff, and then, like Raiden and Vamp are having the coolest fight ever happening ever, like off screen, and like you can't watch it because you're doing stuff right here. They do that again here, where it's like you're running along the beach just trying to survive, and the coolest thing that you could ever imagine is happening off in the distance right there.
Like,
and you're just like, I want to watch that, but like I got stuff over here, but,
but I have to run. I have to run.
Like you're never confused. Like, you know, it's not like I don't know what to do. Or I'm like, it just, the camera knows when to pull out. It's just the most cinematic thing you could ever imagine. And like the last 4 hours of this game are just cinema. Like it's just like you don't know what's going on because it's insane. By the time it's all done, you know what's going on. But while it's happening, you're like, what the like,
also, if you're a Metal Gear Solid 1 fan, like you're very much gonna appreciate the last fight because, like, literally,
for sure.
right? That's Metal Gear Solid 1. Like, that's literally,
it's Metal Gear Solid 1. It's also Metal Gear Solid 4. You know, it's people fighting
like down to the long hair, Kyle. Down to the long hair and like
and the like, over wordy narrations between, you know, the bad guy and you know, your kind of silent protagonist, you know, it's so Metal Gear coded at the very end. And it's the craziest. I can't even, I wish I could like divulge like what kind of transpires at the end, but like you can't. And I will say it is just the most unique, interesting, crazy thing that you could ever witness. I mean, I don't really know. It's kind of a musical. It's kind of
I don't know.
I
wanted to ask you.
Kind of a musical. It's kind of an action sequence.
So the Charlie part. What was going through your mind? What was going through your mind when that happened? Like, I
had no idea of what was going on with all that. So again, like it all makes sense later, but like when it's happening, I'm just like, what is going on? And anytime they like, dive in the Magellan and like everything goes black and white, like there's so much weird stuff going on in this game that doesn't really make sense.
I mean, specifically the Charlie part, because that's the part to me that like sticks out almost like the most out of anything, because it's like it's just so jarring, but like. And like I said, because I had then seen a video of somebody actually break it down, like, oh, okay, because I didn't remember from the first game some of that stuff. So, like, thematically, it actually makes a lot of sense why it's happening, but it's still so weird and jarring because it's like none of this moment does not happen in the game or even the first game, anything similar at all. And it's just like out of nowhere. But it's also a fucking banger. That song, that version of the BB theme is a banger.
It's so good. Yeah.
Like I want a full version of it, Kyle, and it doesn't exist.
There
I was looking on YouTube for like an hour.
I was gonna say, I think Spotify has. It might not have that version. You might be right, but like check the Spotify. Death Stranding 2 like official soundtrack. I think it might be there.
Yeah, I might have to check Spotify because YouTube wasn't showing me. Like I want like an extended because I don't know. It was just a cool version.
There are moments with this game, multiple moments where it does become a musical. Like characters are singing, characters are dancing, like it is like there is a lot going on musically in this game, even down to like weapons that you see in the trailer. The main bad guys using like guitar and stuff like that. And let me just say, it's a cool weapon. That's all I want to say about that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty rocking. It's pretty rocking.
Hey,
yeah, but what a wild journey. What a wild journey.
Only he could make something.
Two of you
like
have finished it now. I love that.
Yeah,
two of you have finished.
I feel like I'm different after playing it too. Like it's like I don't know in what way. I don't know in what way.
Honestly,
I can't even. Like, but something.
Honestly, the ending is just so.
There is something
it's just wild
about, and like 28 years later was kind of like this too, where it's like it is a exploration in how we cope with death and how we. Like again, just cope with it and how we deal with anxiety and how we deal with like there's all this stuff going on in this game that's very psychological, it's very thinky, and all that stuff is there, and I think it's a way more emotionally themed video game than the first game, because it is kind of addressing those types of things. I mean, like the game kind of shows you what's going on right at the beginning of the game. And like you as the character, along with the characters in the game, are kind of learning how to accept what you saw, and you kind of are going through the same steps of like saying, hey, that's not what's going on and that's not what happened. Like, you are with the characters, you're kind of arguing with yourself and the logic of the game, being like, no, that can't be how that happened. It's those stages of grief, where you're bargaining and all that, like the 7 stages of grief or whatever. And it is a practice in that, like it is a thematically rich video game that, like, again, hit me in a way that I wasn't really prepared for, to like face a lot of mortal type of problems and stuff like that, and how people deal with that.
Yeah. It's a wild game. They both are. Death Stranding 1 and 2 are just absolutely insane, and very unique experiences. And Kojima is just a madman in a good way. Way.
Can't wait for his not Metal Gear Solid game to come out, Fizzin' or whatever it's called. So
sure.
Can't wait to whatever that's gonna be.
As long as we get to Fulton and everything, just like parachute everything out of there.
Everybody, let me steal everybody. I'm gonna kidnap you, and you're gonna be part of my army. Nothing
problematic.
I love
just Fultoning every enemy, but also like every container you could find, like everything.
Yeah, I'm taking it all back. We'll sort it out when I get back to Mother Base. We'll sort it out.
Hoarding and Fulton.
Space for all the stuff that I Fultoned, but that's fine. Yeah, love it. All right, well, Death Stranding 2 clearly in discussions, kind of industry wide, for where does it belong in the pantheon? Not just of best games this year. It's obviously in the running for one of the best games this year, but also like, where does it land in Kojima's library too? So it'll be interesting to see as people look back on these games.
Pass. Yeah, exactly. I think Death Stranding
how do people
did
evaluate
age better. I think when Death Stranding came out, people were like, and then like 4 or 5 years later, people were like,
Exactly.
And I think 2 might have a similar thing, like where people are like, oh my god, maybe I went back and played that game and it's really cool or whatever. I don't know. Maybe people hate it in a year.
Yeah, be interesting to see. All right. Anything else that you've been playing, Dan, and then Kyle, stuff you've been playing? Dan, is there anything else that you've had on your playlist
no, just
this week?
still
Death Stranding and Hell is Us is a lot.
Yeah, besides those 2, just still Story of Seasons with the wife. And that game is just so cute. It's just so charming.
It is.
Aside from like the stuff spoiling, that little
that
element
fixes
with
itself pretty quickly. If you upgrade,
because you can prolong. Yeah, you can prolong. Yeah, so you can.
That
upgrade
became
stuff.
less of a problem. Yeah. But still, it's like it's
just a fun, cute, charming game, and the bazaar is just fun. There's like a dopamine of like, oh yeah, I'm selling all this.
When I beat my high score, like my high sales score, I'm like, dude, yeah. Like sometimes I'll beat it, and I'm like, I didn't even prep this season. That's how good I am. I wasn't even prepping, baby. Like I'm just making.
I was just going through the motions.
You should rename this Story of Kyle.
Yeah, it is. It is the story of Kyle. And I got through my first year finally, so I'm already back in spring. And,
there you go.
I have everything upgraded. Like the thing is just cooking at this point. So
yeah, it's just really, really fun.
I love having a cozy game to clear the palate a little bit when you're playing intense, darker games like Hell is Us or Death Stranding 2 in your case, or really intense stuff like Shinobi I've been playing. So it's nice to have those lighthearted ones. Kyle, what about you? You mentioned you played some more Story of Seasons. Anything else you've been playing?
That's really it. Just Story of Seasons was all I was going to bring up, and I kind of said my piece there, where it's just fun, it's cozy,
and Borderlands
cool.
4, a lot of Borderlands.
Like a lot of Borderlands, and I did beat that. Like that is I'm in the end game. It's it's a broken but fun video game that I am really enjoying.
Kyle,
a lot.
You did watch the Demon Slayer movie?
Oh, I did. Yeah, Demon Slayer movie. Yes, go watch that if you're a fan. It won't make any sense to you if you've never seen Demon Slayer, so don't just go to the theater and watch this movie. In fact, I've seen all of Demon Slayer when it started. I'm like, what's going on? So like even it really picks up like at a really quick pace, and you're like, oh yeah, all this stuff happened. I forgot all about this stuff. Very good. So incredibly like animated, like it's just insane.
Yeah, it's just
when fights start coming out, I highly suggest people at least like pull up the fights and just be like, just oogle over the cool visuals and stuff like that, because like I've never seen stuff like this in anime fights. Like it's very unique and very crisp and very, very, very expensive looking.
Yeah,
3 hours.
The fights
too.
in this series are wild. 3 hours?
Yeah, strap in when
Holy
you go see
shit,
that
wow.
movie. Yeah.
Wow, 3 hours, huh?
Good stuff.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
That's it for me, though. Yeah, nothing else.
All right. Well, I did want to highlight that I watched the Spike Lee documentary, the Katrina one,
Okay.
Hell or High Water.
Oh,
Super depressing.
What a
The
nightmare.
way that all,
Sure.
what
Sure.
a nightmare.
Yeah.
And I do understand. Like Spike Lee did a good job. Of course, he's an amazing filmmaker, always has been. But he did a good job of saving the last episode to just celebrate and in some ways mourn elements of the culture of New Orleans. Like I thought that was really interesting. The first two episodes tell almost the entire story of hurricane hitting and damage, and then a sigh of relief, like it wasn't that bad, and then the levees breaking and it flooded everything and killed so many people. Like
Oof.
that's what killed people.
Mhm.
Like I guess in my mind I thought it all happened at once. I thought the hurricane broke the levees,
Mm.
and during the storm people, but it was like the next day and the hurricane was gone, and they were like, I think we're gonna be okay, and the levees broke, and then water just rose like in some places like 18 feet. Like it was crazy.
Mhm.
And yes, mismanagement, but he did a good job of allowing some of the government officials to explain why that happened. Like there was no winning for really anybody. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just thought it was really, really sad and sobering, but well made. So I recommend it if you like documentaries and if you like to kind of get a closer, more intimate look at what happened there. Yeah, you get to hear from real people, especially from the Ninth Ward. So I thought it was really good, and really sobering. So I needed to watch other stuff. So I went and watched a mindless Gerard Butler movie. And I know you're saying which ones aren't. Am I right? Okay, fair
Yeah,
enough.
right. Yeah.
But
Wow.
but I watched his movie called Kandahar, which
Okay.
decides to go ahead and just quickly rewrite the whole Middle East conflict around weapons of mass destruction, which is fine. You got to let that stuff go. Everybody, relax.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Okay.
relax. So in a world in a world where
In a
those
world.
countries actually had weapons of mass destruction, this was a great film. You know what I mean? Like it was great. Like he's a
Right.
hero and whatever. So no, it was competent. It was fine. I thought it had some good moments, but overall, it's going to be forgettable. I already kind of forget big chunks of that
Yeah.
movie, even though I actually watched it. Same director and star as stuff like Greenland, which I actually think Greenland was a pretty solid post-apocalyptic flick. I actually kind of liked that one with him and Marina Baccarin, I think her name is from Firefly. Anyway,
Oh, okay.
I thought
Yeah.
Greenland was pretty good. I don't know if you guys have seen that one.
I haven't
from
seen
about
that.
5
No.
years ago.
I like that actress.
I thought it was pretty. It's like this: the nuclear war has started, and they have such limited time to get to the. And for some reason, he selected to go to this bunker, so he's got to get his family to this safe house bunker before the whole world is annihilated. But anyway, so that one's. I thought Greenland was pretty solid. But anyway, Kandahar, meh. The same year that Kandahar came out, Plane came out, and as like mindless Gerard Butler flicks go, I thought Plane was a more entertaining flick.
Oh,
Like that one was
interesting.
more kind of creative and interesting, and still cheesy, still like direct to These are all like direct to DVD action movies. That's what they feel like.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Which hey, that's totally fine. Last but not least, I did out of curiosity because I've never seen it. I wanted to see Kevin Costner's version of the Wyatt Earp story because I love Tombstone. Tombstone's probably my one of my favorite westerns. It's up there. There's a few
Tombstone
others
rocks.
that are up there too. I love Tombstone. It's just such a perfect cast, and the character of Doc Holliday just takes that movie from a B- to an A+ for me. Like I just love Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday. I think he's.
That cast is
Just
insane
perfect.
in that movie. Everybody in that
Yeah.
movie's great.
I'll tell you what though, the cast of Wyatt Earp, the great movie from Kevin Costner, is also insane. It's just the movie has trouble figuring out what it's trying to do. It spans too much time. It jumps around a little too much. Character motivations are like, why are they doing this? Like it feels like Kevin Costner tried to shove a like 10-part miniseries, which he likes to make those, into this 3.5-hour movie. So it's like
This is what he
It's
does. He did this with the
simultaneously-
Horizon
yeah.
like movies too.
Yes.
Like he likes to make
Yes.
bloated Western movies that kind
It's
of
really
are aimless.
bloated. There's some cool elements. There's some really
Yeah.
beautiful shots. I mean, this is his Dances with Wolves time of movie making. Even Waterworld, make fun of it if you want, but it has some cool vistas. and
Waterworld
visual
rocks, and
elements
you
to
can
it.
shove it if you don't like that movie.
I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. Now, Postman was real bad, so no one should like.
Yeah,
but the
Postman
there's
is not great. Yeah.
But yeah, Wyatt Earp was. By the way, the cast is insane. Like, just go look at the cast list of Wyatt Earp. It's directed by Lawrence Kasdan, and it stars everyone from
Oh.
Gene Hackman to even a young Jim Caviezel and Téa Leoni and Isabella Rossellini, and you've got Dennis Quaid, and it's just this huge roster of
That's
actors that it's a great cast. I just thought the movie overall was a little flat. It just didn't have enough personality and warmth. Tombstone brought enough of that. Like even Dennis Quaid's version of Doc Holliday, it's not his fault. He didn't know that 6 months before their movie release there would be a better version of Doc Holliday by a mile.
Yeah.
Like, how could he know that? So
That's not fair.
I don't know. So it was just okay. But sometimes I look to see what's leaving soon from Netflix, and I just want to watch stuff real quick before it's gone. So I did that with those 2 movies. But other than that, yeah, man, it's all the stuff we've talked about that we've been playing. This coming week, we've got a couple of games that are arriving, including the aforementioned Hades 2. So we'll talk about those next week. In addition to, it is that time. It is our final Game of the Year check-in as we finish Q3 of 2025. So we'll take a look at what have the games been so far of the year that jump out to us, good, bad, ugly, in between, favorites, or maybe dark horses for Game of the Year. So yeah, we'll take a look at those.
Why is Claire
as well.
Obscure nominated for every award? That's what we'll talk about.
I mean,
because it
why
deserves
isn't it?
That's why.
Yeah.
I'm making up
I wanted to
rewards just to get
I
it
wanted
more.
to get nominations for every category, even when the ones
Me
that doesn't
too.
belong in, like fighting game,
it's like,
sports game. I want it
best
in all of
comedy
them.
game, yeah.
Mobile. I want
Game
it
with
yeah,
most
comedy.
baguettes.
Yeah, right,
Yes.
right. The
Well,
Frenchest
should win
game
for
to
that,
come out all
for
year.
Yeah, the Frenchest game. Yeah, it should win all the things. But anyway, so we'll talk about those because, hey, this third quarter has been relatively strong as well. Maybe not as full as the first half of the year, but there's been some pretty good ones that have arrived
Some
that we've been
pillars.
enjoying. So good to highlight. And hey, for a lot of people, not myself yet, I haven't played it enough yet. A lot of people, Silk Song has arrived and delivered and become their favorite of the year. Just depends
True.
on your
True.
preference.
We
you know?
hate
So-
Silsong at this podcast. That's
We
what
do.
we're talking about. We
Yeah,
all
this
hate
is
it.
actually going to be an
Everyone-
anti-Silk
everyone,
Song episode.
Yeah, song or whatever.
Anti-silk.
We came up with, I don't know.
Anti-silk.
Or anti-Silk.
Yeah.
We hate Silk. I hate Silk. Yeah.
Sad song. More
no,
like
Give
it.
me that
I-
cashmere.
I need to play it. I need to play it more. I've got too many other things. You just heard the things I'm trying
I'll
to
grab
go
it when
and
it's
play
on sale. I don't have time for all this.
I even
stuff.
own it. I have no excuse other than I'm playing
Yeah.
other stuff. That's my excuse.
Yeah.
It's like Dan with Trails in the Sky first chapter that's behind him. He's got this great
Yeah.
game sitting there
There
in
it
his
will
PS5
sit.
case.
because
and there it will
there's
sit.
too many
At
things.
least for a little while. But thank you all for tuning in. Thanks for watching and listening, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.